Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. I hope you're all having a great day. Alright, well we're just gonna jump right in where we left off in our last stream. Sakura showed up this morning to make us breakfast and was rudely answered at the door by Rin Tosaka, who tried to run her off, but she stormed in and headed for the kitchen anyway. Sakura. Oh, the girl who is here is named Sakura, but she's an ordinary girl, not a mage or anything, so we can't have her getting dragged into the Holy Grail War, if possible. I'd like her to stay away from the house for a while, without ever knowing why. What the hell? I didn't come here to consult her on how to get Sakura away from here. Anyway, Sakura is acting really strange this morning. Tosaka's the reason, but I don't want to upset her even more. Well, you see, Sakura's surprised because some stranger's here, so she'll get even angrier if she sees you here. Am I being rude or something, Saber?
いいえ、シロの言いたいことはわかります。つまり、私はここで待機していればいいのですね。
Yeah, I'd really appreciate that. I'll come back for you right after I see Sakura off, so you can eat breakfast then. Saber nods quietly. I'm so glad Saber is so understanding. Okay. I'm worried about what's happening in the living room, so I should hurry back.
シロ。
What's up, Saber?
はい。そのようなことを私に説明する必要はありませんが、もう少し落ち着くべきです。先ほどからシロの言動は破綻しているかと。
Hey? Am I panicked?
とても。今に戻るのでしたら、その前に気を落ち着けることです。
Saber's advice is given in her usual tone. And breakfast begins as usual, like nothing happened.
どうぞ先輩。東坂先輩もいかがですか？
Sakura hands me my bowl of rice. She's acting like her usual self. I don't know what happened while I was gone, but the tension between the two seems to have dissipated. At least, on the surface.
じゃあ、お言葉に甘えて。
Tosaka hesitates a little before accepting a bowl of rice. Sakura smiles as she puts bowls of miso soup, egg omelet, and other dishes on the table. Tosaka watches the table filling up, looking utterly flummoxed. Who the hell uses flummoxed anymore anyway? Tosaka, I thought you didn't eat breakfast.
用意されたものは食べるわ。当然の礼儀でしょ、それって。
Well, as long as you're okay with it, then let's eat. And sorry I made you get everything ready, Sakura.
私の仕事ですから気にしないでください。じゃあ、まったくいい身分だこと。後輩に朝食作らせるなんてどこの王侯貴族なんだか。まあ、それはおいおい問い詰めるとして。
Sakura gets mad when we try to do it. It's not our fault. She insisted. The three of us bow politely and begin breakfast. Damn, nobody's talking. I guess the mood isn't that tense. Our breakfast usually pretty light on conversation. Sakura and I aren't really all that talkative, so it's no shock meals are so quiet. But why does breakfast feel so chaotic every day? Wait a minute. I get another nagging feeling.
先輩、お魚の味付け濃かったですか？
Wow, omelets, fish, miso. That's a hell of a breakfast. That's not it. I just have this bad feeling, like I'm forgetting something. What could it be? Probably Saber, you dumbass. I try to convince myself that it's probably not important since I can't remember, but I feel like that's a terrible mistake. I'm gripped by the sense of dread, like I'm ignoring a fatal disease or something. Oh well, I bet it's not that big a deal. I tried to just shove my thoughts from my mind and go back to eating. Just then, oh god, here comes Taiga. Fujine comes bursting in. I forgot. How could I have forgotten this? I guess I tried to just forget my problems rather than deal with them. Fujine situates herself in her normal spot. Could you ladies please not do that in unison? The two greet her in unison. Sakura hands her a rice bowl with her usual smile. Fujine takes the bowl and tilts her head in confusion. The bubble hasn't quite reached the top yet. She senses something strange, but doesn't know what exactly it is. Fujine quietly chews her food, and after finishing her whole bowl of rice, she leans over to whisper in my ear.
ねえ、シロ、どうして遠坂さんがいるの?
He's going to stay here for a while starting today. I stick to the facts.
あ、そうなの。遠坂さんも変わったことするのね。
She's a strange one. The way she is at school, she's like a wolf in sheep's clothing.
そっか。今日からここに下宿するのか。
Fujine seems to accept this and takes a big gulp of her miso soup. Oh, there it is. Bubble reached the top at last. The table suddenly flips violently. Luckily, Sakura is sitting out of the path of the flying food, while Tosaka had already moved away, apparently predicting what was about to happen. So I'm the only one who ended up splattered. No, that's hot! What the hell, Fujine? Don't you realize there's hot miso soup, piping hot rice, scorching meatballs in a pot? You'd burn me if you spilled those on me. Hey, why are you waving food from a hot pot for breakfast anyway?
うるさい！あんたこそ何考えてるのよ、シロ。同い年の女の子を下宿させるなんてどこのラブコメだい。私はそんなタチの悪い冗談じゃ笑ってやらないんだから。
Wait till she finds out Saber's in the back room. I was trying to make you laugh and ow! This really stings. I'm actually getting burned here. Sakura, get me a towel. Sakura's got some compassion for us here. Thanks. Whoa, I just found a chicken meatball in my shirt. It's freaking hot.
タオルは後。そんなことより申し開きしなさい、シロ。あんた本気でそんなこと言ってるの？
course not. You know I don't like to kid around about things, right? Anyway, Tosaka's staying here. Complain all you want, but it's already been decided. So there's not much point.
そんなの大却下。何のつもりか知らないけどダメに決まってるでしょ。同い年の女の子と一緒に暮らすなんてそんなのお姉ちゃん許しません。
Fujine roars. Well, that went about how I expected. Fujine's my guardian, and she's also a school teacher. I don't think I'm getting out of this situation with without getting out of this situation with 100 whacks from a wooden sword, or even 100 cuts from a real one. But unfortunately, I have to find a way to live with this. Can you just let this go? I'm not doing anything wrong, and Tosaka and I are in that kind of relationship. It's just we kind of ended up in this situation by accident, and I'm letting her use one of the rooms for now. You don't have a choice in this, Fujine. It's happening whether you want it to or not, so just deal with it. She's not even willing to listen. This is bad. I guess she's not as easy to convince as I thought.
先生、下宿は許しませんとおっしゃいますけど、私はすでに一泊してしまったのですが。
Can you not make the situation worse, please? Tosaka is so casual about how she puts it. Her words seem to be like cold water dumped over Fujine's head.
ですから、昨日泊めさせていただいたんです。いえ、正確には土曜の夜からお邪魔していますから2泊でした。今は別棟の客間を借りて荷物も運んであります。
It's already too late to prevent this, Taiga.
どうでしょう先生。客観的に見て私はもう下宿している状況なのですが。
Color drains from Fujine's face.
シロ、あんたなんてことするのよ。こんなことキリツグさんが知ったらどうなるか分かってるの？
We didn't exactly plan this, so, I mean, you can't fault us here. What would he have thought? My old man would have definitely been happy about it. Something about a man's worth or whatever.
同感。キリツグさん、女の子にはとことん甘い人だったからな。そっか。それが遺伝してるんでしょ、シロのバカ。
Fujine grabs my collar and shakes me. Well, my old man did always teach me to protect girls. I'm not as chivalrous as my old man was, but I still agree. Even so.
何？助け舟出してほしいの？
Guys have it pretty tough. Because of my chivalrous upbringing, I do have to keep that in mind. Cold-hearted as she is, Rin is still a girl. I beg of you, I can't get out of this myself. I need your silver tongue here. That probably could have been worded a little better. I nod in Tosaka's direction while Fujine shakes me.
オッケー。それじゃあサクッと解決しますか。藤村先生、エミヤ君を振っても出るのは悲鳴だけですから。そのあたりでやめてあげてください。それに下手をすると朝ごはんまで出てきかねません。
Well, that would be kind of a gross scene when he's shaking the breakfast right back at him.
何よ、遠坂さん。
I mean, I wouldn't put it past Taiga to do it either.
教師として、何より四郎の教育係として遠坂さんの下宿は認めません。
Fujine takes her hands off me and turns toward Tosaka. It must be her feral instincts kicking in. She must have thought Tosaka would pounce on her if she kept her full attention on me.
それはなぜでしょうか。うちの学校には下宿している生徒も少なくありません。生徒の自主性を伸ばすのが我が校の方針ではありませんでしたか。
何よ、難しいこと言ったってダメなんだから。大体ですね、こんなところに下宿したって自主性なんて芽生えません。
It's not entirely inaccurate.
ご飯は勝手に出てくる、いつも綺麗、お風呂は勝手に沸いてるっていう夢のようなお家なんだから。ここんなところに居候してたら堕落しきっちゃうわよ、遠坂さん。
Wow. And that only happens for you, Daiga. Fujine? That hardly seems appropriate coming from a teacher.
それにね、原則として下宿していい生徒は家が遠い生徒だけよ。遠坂さんのお家、確かにここより遠いけど登校できない場所じゃないでしょう。さくらちゃんだってあっちから通ってるんだから下宿する必要なんてありません。
それが今うちは全面的な改装を行っているんです。
I mean, she's not lying. It is undergoing renovation. Considering Archer came crashing through her roof,
古
so
い建物です
it's
から
not a
そ
total
こか
lie.
しこにガタが来てしまっていて、改装が終わるまで
I
は
mean,
ホテ
she
ル
is
で暮らそうと考
omitting
え
part
て
of
い
the
たの
truth,
です
but that doesn't
が、
make it
偶
an
然通り
outright
かかった
lie.
エミヤ君に相談したところ、それはお金がもったいないからうちを使えばいいと言ってくれたんです。
それは確かに素人っぽい発言ね。
It absolutely is something Shiro would say, which
Hi.
makes that even
あま
worse.
り面識のないエミヤ君からの提案には驚いたのですが、確かにホテル暮らしなんてもったいないし、何より学生らしくありません。それなら学友であるエミヤ君のお家にご厄介になった方が勉強になると思ったのです。
Accept it, Taiga. It's happening. Fujine groans. Tosaka's answer and mannerisms are textbook. There's no room for Fujine, teacher that she is, to object.
話はわかりました。けどそれでも問題はあるでしょ。遠坂さんと四郎は女の子と男の子なんだから。
We're not staying under the same roof. She's using the detached guest room. So technically it's not even the same roof.
どうかとはどんなことでしょうか、先
What do you think she's concerned about, Rin?
だ
Come
から
on.
ね、遠坂さん美人だし、シロもなんだかんだって男の子だし、間違いがあったら嫌だなって。
生。何も間違いはありません。私の部屋は別棟の隅、エミヤ君の部屋は蔵の近くにある和室です。距離にしてみれば20メートル以上離れているじゃないですか。ここまで離れていれば何も問題はないと思いますが。
うん、別棟には鍵もかかるし、違う家みたいなものだけど。
My God, it's still not good enough?
で
Come
し
on.
ょ？それとも藤村先生はエミヤ君を信用していないとでも？先ほど先生はエミヤ君の教育係だとおっしゃいました。
I'm not sure it's so
なら
much that she
エミヤ
doesn't
君がどの
trust
ような性格かは
Shiro as she doesn't
私
quite
より
trust
藤村
you,
先生の
Rin.
方がご存知だと思います。彼がそのような間違いを犯すというのでしたら、私も下宿先には選びませんが。
失礼ね。シロはちゃんとしてるもん。絶対女の子を泣かせるような子じゃないんだから。
Not intentionally, no.
なら安心でしょ。私もエミヤ君を信用していますから。ここなら安心して下宿できると思ったのです。
But Rin, you were just playing poor Taiga like a golden fiddle. Fujine starts losing steam. Check and mate. Tosaka. There are a few things Fujine could have responded to, but I'm sure Tosaka would have no trouble talking her way out of them. Anyway, it looks like Tosaka has officially gained citizenship in this house. And then breakfast ends. As expected, Fujine gives up after Tosaka talked her down. In the end, we agree to keep our living arrangements a secret at school while Fujine would supervise us at home. With that decided, Fujine got really excited knowing there was going to be more people in the house, and she left for school in a good mood. After breakfast ended, I called out to Saber before I leave for school. Saber, calm as always, says,
学校ではリンの指示に従うように。危険が迫った時は私を必要としてください。それでマスターの異常は感じ取れますから。
She returns to her room. She's actually letting us go to school without her? It's time to go to school.
それじゃあ行きましょうか。この辺りの道は不慣れなんだから、学校までの近道ぐらい教えてよね。
Rin Tosaka is in her school uniform standing next to me. My image of her as an honor student is fading, but she still makes me nervous when I see her in her uniform. Just going to school with the prettiest girl is nerve-wracking enough. On top of that, Sakura is coming with me too. Sakura typically goes to school with Fujine because she's a member of the Kyoto Club. But this morning, Sakura stayed put in the living room, helped clean up after breakfast, and waited for me to go to school.
何？さくらに鍵持たせてるの？シロってば。
Maybe. Might have given Sakura a key. I did. Sakura's never done anything bad, and she's been a big help to me all this time. So, with all that in mind, I can't give you a spare key, but that won't bother you, right?
それは構わないけど、どういう意味よそれ。
You do bad stuff, you probably don't even need a key anyway. I'm not foolish enough to make something so unnecessary.
はあ、そうですか。ええ、シロの言う通り、これっぽっちもいらないわよ、そんなもの。
Tosaka turns her head, huffing. Maybe I'm just getting used to her, but I'm starting to find these mannerisms of hers fascinating. Huh? What's wrong, Sakura? If you're done locking up, let's go. We've got Tosaka this morning too, so I want to get to school as early as possible.
そうですね。先輩がそう言うのなら、そうします。
Sakura's reply is pretty unenthusiastic, and she trails behind us. This isn't good. Sakura has seemed down ever since Tosaka convinced Fujine to back off. Fujine might have consented, but I have a feeling Sakura isn't convinced. I probably need to talk to her. Yeah, I should find a way to give these two some time to get along and be friends. The sloped road is packed with students. It's 7:30, which is the busiest time for students getting to school. Among the flock of students, I stand out, and I can even feel everyone's stares since I'm in pretty famous company. Maybe she's forgot something? But Tosaka's been quiet the entire time. What's wrong, Tosaka? You've been acting weird ever since we reached the hill.
やっぱり変？今朝の私。
Yes, yes, you are. No, you're not odd, but your behavior is.
先輩、その説明は矛盾してます。遠坂先輩が聞いているのはそういうことじゃないと思いますけど。
Huh? Then what was Tosaka asking?
ですから遠坂先輩は周りから見られているからどこか自分の姿がおかしいのではと思ってるんですよね。
Everybody's staring because Shiro is walking to school with both Sakura and Rin.
そうだけど、やっぱり桜から見ても変
？That's a dangerous
今
question.
朝は眠いながらもちゃんとブローしたし、制服だってシワ一つないと思うんだけど、やっぱり慣れない家で寝たもんだから目にクマでもできてるってわけ？
What are you yelling at me for? It's not my fault you couldn't sleep, and even if that's why you've got bags under your eyes, it's no big deal. Just forget it.
何失礼なこと言ってるのよ。女ってのは生まれた時から自分の身だしなみを気にするものなの。もう今まで外見だけは完璧でいいよって繕ってきたのに、それも今日でおしまいってことかしらね。
Again, why are you yelling at me? I don't know what's going on here, Tosaka, but it's definitely not my fault. Take your frustrations out on someone or something else.
違いますよ、遠坂先輩。先輩は今日も綺麗です。みんなが遠坂先輩を見ているのは私たちと一緒だからです。先輩、今まで誰かと投稿したことなんてなかったから。
Exactly, that's why everybody's staring.
何？その程度のことでこんな扱い受けるわけ？侮れないわね。10年も通ってれば学校なんてマスターしたつもりでいたけど。
No, I think it's just that you're dense in that regard. Tosaka ponders this seriously. Hold on, what kind of person ignores someone telling them they are as beautiful as always? You really don't get it, do you? Of course people will notice if you come to school with someone, especially if that person's a guy.
ですね。けど遠坂先輩、そういうの気にしない人なんです。だから今まで浮いた話一つなかったんですよ。
Huh? That's good to know. That means there's only been one victim who was taken in by her appearance and suffered the consequences. I whisper that part to Sakura as we walk a bit behind Tosaka, who still looks puzzled. We walk through the school gate. Stairs follow us the whole way. I only need endure the stairs a little longer, since we will all separate once we get into the school building.
朝から頭痛いのがやってきちゃってまあ。
Tosaka mutters to herself as we head toward the campus. Following Tosaka's gaze, I feel a familiar force pushing his way through the crowd of students. Face.
Sakura!
Oh god, it's friggin' Shinji again. Sakura shivers at the sight of him. Shinji acts like he doesn't see us. Instead, he makes a beeline for Sakura and says,
どうして道場に来ないんだ？お前、僕に断りもなく休むなんて何様なわけ？
Shinji raises his hand. Instinctively. Yo, Shinji, working hard first thing in the morning, huh? I grab his hand and greet him.
エミヤ、お前、そうか。またエミヤの家に行ってたのか、さくら。
先輩のところにお手伝いに行っていました。
後輩としての義務だって。まったく泥臭いなお前は。勝手に怪我したやつなんて構うことないだろ。いいからお前は僕の言う通りにしてればいいんだよ。
her job is not to listen to you, you absolute turd. Shinji huffs as he lowers his hand. I have no reason to hold on to his hand if he's not going to hit Sakura, so I let go.
しかしなんだね。そこまでうちの邪魔して楽しいわけ、エミヤ。さくらは弓道部の部員なんだからさ。無理やり朝練をサボらせるような真似しないでくれないか。
Nobody's forcing Sakura to do anything. I don't have a response to that. Having Sakura come to my place and make breakfast doesn't hold her up in the mornings.
そんなことありません。私は好きで先輩のお手伝いをしているだけです。
He's always going too far. That's Shinji's just problem. He's always going
言い
too
過ぎだ
far.
って。それはお前の方だよ、さくら。エミヤが一人住まいだからなんだって言うんだ。別に一人でいいって言うんだからさ、一人にしてやればいいんだよ。エミヤみたいなのはそっちの方が居心地がいいんだからさ。
兄さん、
It really is a terrible thing to say.
今のは
But then again, Shinji's a terrible person,
今日
so
でエミヤの家に行くのはやめろよ、さくら。
only makes sense
僕
he'd
が
say
来いって言
terrible
ったのに
things.
部活に来なかったんだ。そのくらいの罰は受ける覚悟があったんだろ。
Sakura gasps and freezes. Shinji tries to grab Sakura and pull her away, but the instant he does,
おはよう、マトウ君。黙って聞いていたんだけど、なかな
cut
か面
off
白い話だっ
by
たな。
Tosaka.
トサカ、お前なんでさくらといるんだよ。
Because she wants to be?
別に意外でも何でもないでしょう。さくらさんはエミヤ君と知り合い、私はエミヤ君と知り合い。だから今朝は3人で一緒に登校してき
He
たん
was
だけど、
busy hating
気づかなか
Sakura.
った？
Of course he didn't notice the rest of us.
エミヤと知り合い。
ええ、きっとこれからも一緒に学校に来て一緒に下校するぐらいの知り合いだから、さくらさんとも付き合っていこうかなって思ってるわ。
エミヤとだって。
Yes, with Emiya. Shinji glares at me. It might be my imagination, but I feel murderous intent from him that goes way beyond just animosity. And while I haven't really been getting along with Shinji lately, I don't remember doing anything that would make him resent me anywhere near this much.
そんなバカな。冗談がきついな、トサカは。君がエミヤなんかと付き合うわけないじゃないか。ああ、そうか。君勘違いしてるんだろう。そりゃ確かにちょっと前までエミヤとは友達だったけど、今は違うんだ。もうエミヤと僕は無関係だから。
とも興味がなかったから。
Oh, burn! Ouch! Whoa there! I feel bad for Don't feel bad for Shinji. If I were in his shoes, Tosaka's words would be traumatic enough. I probably wouldn't recover for a good while.
お前。
それとマトウ君、さっきの話だけど、弓道部の朝練は自主参加のはずよ。欠席の許可が必要だなんて話は聞いてないわ。そんな規則、 私はもちろん綾子や藤村先生も聞いてないで
It
しょう
would
ね。
be news to them.
うるさいな。兄貴が妹に何をしようが勝手だろう。いちいち人の家の事情に首を突っ込むな。
それは同感ね。だからあなたもエミヤ君の家のことをあれこれ言うのは筋違いじゃない？
It's true. He's being a total
こんな朝か
hypocrite.
ら校庭で騒がしいわよ、マト君。
We can't mention anything about his family home, so why is he, being an asshole about what's going on in the Emi house? Shinji retreats a step and glares at Sakura and me in the process.
わかった。今朝の件は許してやる。けどさくら、次はないからな。今度何かあったら、その時は自分の立場ってやつをよく思い知らせてやる。
Shinji heads toward the school building after making his big pronouncement. He's turned tail and run after Tosaki gave him such a dressing down.
ごめんなさい先輩。兄さんがその
It's just the way Shinji's hardwired. He's just rude to everybody. Sakura's apologizing not just to me, but to Tosaka as well.
朝からいい運動になったわ。頭のギアがスパッと上がったし、ようやく調子が出てきたもの。口喧嘩好き。それに謝るのは私の方だし、ちょっとやりすぎだったわよね、今の。
Don't think you went quite far enough, Rin. You should have dressed him down just a little bit
みん
harder.
なの前でああいうのってしちゃダメだって言うじゃない？マトウ君が落ち込んでたら後でフォローしてあげて。これに懲りずにまた突っかかってきてもいいって。はい、兄さんが懲りていなければまたお相手をしてあげてください、先輩。
Relieved, Sakura smiles cheerfully. Tosaka seems suddenly bashful and looks away.
先輩もできれば怒らないであげてください。
We'll try to not get mad at him, but, Shinji's still kind of a terrible person, so...
兄さん、先輩しか友達いないから。
Yeah, but Shinji's being a dick, so why should I continue being friends with the guy? I know it's probably impossible for me not to get mad, but I've known Shinji like that since forever. I can see us getting close again at some point, so I'll take baby steps with him.
はい、よろしくお願いします、先輩。
Sakura quickly bows. Yeah. The only thing I get really mad at Shinji about is the way he treats his sister like crap.
それじゃあ先輩、今日も一日頑張りましょうね。
Well, that is certainly the plan. Hopefully we have no lancers stabbing us in the heart today. Sakura heads to the first year floor. Tosaka and I climb the stairs to the second year floor.
パワ
And run right into the student council president, who is now having kind of a heart attack moment.
ーなぜに遠坂と一緒にいるのか、エミヤシロ。
あら、おはよう竜道くん。朝からハウアとはご挨拶ね。
目覚めから嫌な予感がしたが、まさか案件殺とは
I
な。
much prefer Tosaka's response in the anime, which is just simply, "What? You too?" Izai tugs on my arm hard. Tosaka looks at Izai and me without a word, then walks toward class 2A as if nothing happened.
行くがいい。誰も止めはしないからな。
Tosaka silently passes by, but then
シロ、昼休みに屋上。
she whispers that to me so Izai won't hear. It's lunchtime. After seeing Tosaka and me in the morning, Izai isn't speaking to me. He's been treating me like a traitor. I guess I went too far. I feel just a bit of regret, but only just a bit. Izai interrogated me about why I was with Tosaka this morning, and my response was, "We got close over the weekend?" That was not a great idea. I expected Izai's next set of questions to be about how and why we got close, but before I could explain further, Izai staggered away. Well, I guess that works to my advantage since I need to do things alone for a while. Having fewer people involved will make things easier. Anyway, the first thing I need to do is... Oh, right. It was hectic this morning and I couldn't properly explain myself, so I thought I should go and talk to Sakura now. I head up to the 4th floor to the first year classroom. I peek into her classroom from the hallway and Sakura notices me right away.
何かあったんですか、先輩。
Sakura steps into the hallway and tilts her head in confusion. I thought she would be depressed after what happened with Shinji this morning, but she seems fine. Nothing really happened, but I just came over to ask you to forgive me about what happened with Tosaka. I couldn't talk to you about it this morning, so I wanted to apologize before I went home.
遠坂先輩を許すって何をですか？
Well, about the things where she was... About the thing where she's going to stay with me for a while. I should have consulted you first, Sakura, but instead I decided on my own. I'm sorry. But there's a legitimate reason for Tosaka staying over, and it's nothing shameful. And you might not forgive me for it, but I just wanted to tell you that. I lower my head apologetically.
やめてください、先輩。そんな風に先輩が謝ることなんてありません。確かに遠坂先輩が下宿することは驚きました。けど、藤村先生も許可したんだし、何の問題もないと思います。あの家は先輩のお家なんですから、先輩の好きにしていいんだし、私が意見していいことなんてありません。
You are the... You dummy. What the hell are you talking about, Sakura? That house is mine, Fujine's, and yours. I shouldn't have just decided things on my own.
先輩。
That's why I need to apologize. Rather than be mad at Tosaka, you should be mad at me. Because, well, I'm the one who invited Tosaka over without consulting with my family first. And if you don't want Tosaka to stay over, I'll call it off. I know it's not enough to earn your forgiveness, but I can't continue to do something you don't like. This isn't just me trying to smooth things over. I'm speaking from the heart. Teaming up with Tosaka doesn't mean she needs to live with me. There should be other ways to work effectively with her.
じゃあ許します。遠坂先輩の下宿も許可するし、先輩の勝手も許しちゃいます。
Thanks, Sakura.
それでいいですか、先輩。
Are you sure, Sakura?
はい。どんな事情があるのかも聞きません。私は先輩がそう言ってくれただけで十分です。
Sakura looks at me, smiling warmly. She's not pretending. Sakura is giving her honest approval of Tosaka staying with me. Thanks, Sakura. I'm really glad.
いえ、すごく嬉しいのはこっちの方ですから。
Hi. How are you? Llama weirdo? Having a good day?
けど先輩、もしですよ、もし私が嫌だって言ったら先輩はどうしたんですか？
Well, if you'd done that, I might have gone to her instead because actually I do need to be with Tosaka for a while. I'm doing pretty good, thank you.
あの。
Yeah, instead of Tosaka staying here, I probably would have stayed at Tosaka's place. That's why I wouldn't need to bother you or Fujine about our arrangements. The thought of staying at home... the thought of staying at the home of a girl I admire, or rather admired, would be terrifying. But I would have no other choice. Well, I appreciate it. If that happened, I think she would tease me even more than she does right now. That's a relief. I'm so glad Sakura forgave me. Hey, wait. Sakura, what's wrong? You look pale. I call out to her, asking if she's all right. Sakura seems to be lost in thought.
言わなくてよかった。
So glad you didn't say what. She sighs deeply for some reason. It's after school. The end of the day bell rings and I prepare my bag to go home. Saber is waiting, so I should go straight home. Aw, thanks. It took me a while to get her just the way I wanted her to look. There are a few students still scattered in the hallway. Some students are going to their club activities. Some students still lingering, killing time. And a student who's about 10 meters away, stomping toward me, looking really mad. There are just so many kinds of students still around. I think there's something strange in that mix of students, so I quickly turn around and head towards the stairs. Oh, right. I just remembered that I was told to do something this morning. I may have been told something, but at this point, my only choice is to pretend I forgot. Actually, I don't see that working. I'll just say I didn't hear her.
そこまでよ。人の顔見て逃げ出すなんていい度胸してるじゃない。
Oh, damn, I got caught. Actually, there's nowhere for me to run if I go home. So I let myself get caught here to minimize the damage. I turn slowly. Yeah, we were supposed to meet Tosaka for lunch. Yeah, she's absolutely livid. The way she looks now, you wouldn't even imagine she's the school's top honor student. Yeah, one coincidence, Tosaka. Want to go home together if you're leaving? We're headed the same way anyway. Oh, she's really bad.
バカしろ。あんた自分の立場分かってるの？せっかく忠告してあげようと思ったのに、どうして屋上に来なかったのよ。
I promise we forgot. Yep. So she looks so threatening. At this point, she won't listen to any excuse I make, but she probably won't calm down if I don't explain myself. Sorry, I went to talk to Sakura at lunchtime, so I couldn't go to the rooftop. She's showing no sign of calming down, so I tell her the truth. And then Tosaka looks at me blankly, like she's just seen a ghost.
さくらのところって、もしかして私がエミヤ邸に下宿する件で？
Maybe. Might have felt bad about it. Yeah, remember how we left things up in the air with her this morning? So I went to ask her for her approval of you staying over.
そう。まあ、そういうことなら仕方ないか。
No, you can't say much, or at least shouldn't. Tosaka sheathes her Tosaka sheathes her sword just like that, and then for some reason...
いいわ。昼間の件はチャラにしてあげる。さくらのこと余計な心配かけたわね。
She looks sullen as she makes her apology. Well, there's nothing for you to apologize for. So why did you call me up to the rooftop? It was important, right?
まあね。呼びつけたのはマスターとしての話があったからよ。学校に結界が張られているから注意しろって言いたかったの。
Wait, a bounded field? Here at school?
ええ、シローは気づいてないようだけど、厄介なものが仕掛けられてるのよ。サインはかなりの範囲に仕組まれていて、発動すれば学校の敷地をほぼ包み込むわ。種別は結界内にいる人間から血肉を奪うタイプ。まだ準備段階のようだけど、それでもいつもよりみんなに元気がないって気づかなかった？
You absolutely are allowed to make fan art of my model. I'd love to see your fan art. Oh, now that she mentions it, I felt strange 2 days ago. But was that why? But that means... You're very welcome. I thank you for the offer of making the fan art. I can't wait to see what you come up with. That means there's a master at school.
そう、確実に敵が潜んでいるってわけ。わかった、エミヤくん。まさか学校で仕掛けてくるとは思えないけど、いつ戦いになってもいいように気を配っておけって言いたかったの。
Where are you planning on posting it? Just out of curiosity. No wonder Tosaka was so mad. Here I was spending my entire day in ignorant peace. Sorry, I should have met you during lunchtime.
そうね。セイバーに白を任されたってこともあるし、
Okay,
つまんな
sounds
い理由
good.
だったら
Can't
ピ
wait
ア
to
スの
see
一
it.
つも
I'm
かけてた
really
ところ
looking
よ。
forward to it. You'll have to forgive me for being really excited. It'll be the first piece of fan art for the channel, so I'm really hyped for that.
けど今回は多めに見てあげる。結果論だけど今日一日何も起きなかったし。
So all's well that ends well. I feel better hearing her say that. Tosaka, do you know who set up the bounded field? Is it someone from this school?
いいえ、それはまだわからない。学校には私以外に魔術師らしき気配はないから部外者かもしれないけど、あなたみたいに素人がマスターになる場合もあるでしょ。
Thank you. I try to be as friendly as possible.
だから断定はできないんだけど、まあ十中八九うちの人間の仕業でしょうね。学校に結界を張る以上、ここに紛れ込んでいても不審に思われない人間だろうから。
Someone who wouldn't seem suspicious if they came into the school. So it'd be either a student or a teacher. Whoever it might be, it means Tosaka and I aren't the only masters here.
問題はそれだけじゃないわ。シロ、この結界はね、発動したら最後、結界内の人間を一人残らず妖怪して吸収する代物よ。
Yeah, this bounded field is a serious problem that we need to take care of.
魔力で自分自身を守っている私たちには効果はないだろうけど、魔力を持たない人間ならわけもわからないうちに衰弱死しかねない。一般人を巻き込むどころの話じゃないわ。この結界が起動したら学校中の人間は皆殺しにされるのよ。
Something I don't think any master really needs to do to bolster their servant.
こういうふざけた結界を準備させるやつがこの学校にいるマスターなの。
Seems a little excessive to me to kill an entire school. What? My vision blurs momentarily. I take a deep breath so I can make sure I fully comprehend what Tosaka is trying to say. But it stops there. I attempt to imagine the worst possible outcome, even if my imaginings may fall short, and I keep that image deep within my heart and accept the position I've been placed in. This is a visual novel, and effectively I'll give you a quick recap of what's happened. So what's going on here is that there are 7 mages who have been granted the power to summon what are called heroic spirits, and they're figures from history or mythology, and these 7 mages use these 7 servants to do battle for the object called the Holy Grail, and whichever servant and master pair are the last ones standing, they win the Holy Grail, and they're allowed to make any single wish that they could possibly want. And there are ways to make your servant stronger, and one of those ways is to effectively feed your servant human souls, which is what this bounded field is designed to do. No worries. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask. I will answer them as best I can. I get what you're trying to say. So, Tosaka, Can't we try to destroy this bounded field?
試したけど無理だった。結界の起点は全部探したんだけど、それを消去できないのよ。私にできるのは一時的に起点を弱めて結界の発動を先延ばしにするだけよ。
Anytime. I really like the Fate franchise, so I was really glad when we got an actual English copy for this visual novel. Was really looking forward to playing it. So as long as you're here, the bounded field can't fully be formed?
そう願いたいけど、それも都合のいい願いでしょうね。もう結界は張られていて、発動のための魔力は少しずつ溜まってきている。アーチャーの見立てだと、あと8日程度で準備が整うとか。そうなったらマスターかサーバントか、どちらかがその気になれば、この学校は地獄になる。
Then before that happens...
この学校に潜んでいるマスターを倒すしかない。けど探すのは難しいでしょうね。
It will be a challenge since detecting the other masters is proving quite difficult.
この結界を張られた時点でそいつの勝ちみたいなものだもの。あとは黙ってても結界は発動するんだから、その時まで表には出てこない。だからチャンスがあるとしたら
When they come out, right?
ご名答。まあそういうわけだから今はおとなしくしてなさい。その時になったら嫌でも戦うことになるんだし。自分から探し回って敵に知られるのもバカらしいでしょ。
I get it. We can't leave someone who could make a bounded field like this on the loose, but since I don't know who they are, just making a move at random might cause more problems than it solves.
そういうこと。今日のうちにできる結界への対処は済ませたから、あとはまた明日よ。これ以上校舎に残っていてもやることないし、シローは先に帰っていて。
Wait, I'm fine with going home now, but what about you, Tosaka?
私のことはいいでしょ。シローはセイバーを待たせてるんだから。
She
早
will
く帰
get
らないと怒
mad.
られるわよ。
Oh my god, Saber will be very mad if we don't hurry. I forgot. Saber was against me going to school, and she only allowed me to do so under the condition I come home before sunset.
それじゃあ後で寄り道せずに帰りなさいよ。
Tosaka makes her way toward the back of the school. Maybe she has something to do at the gym. After watching her backside head toward the gym for a bit, I hurry out of the school. Ah, Shiro. The gate is still locked. Oh right, it's been a while since I came home this early. I usually help out doing odd jobs or go to a part-time job, so it's rare for me to come straight home after school. I usually find the gate unlocked and Sakura preparing dinner inside. I've gotten so used to that after a year, I've forgotten how important coming home early can be. Even the simple act of opening a locked gate makes me realize how thankful I should be for Sakura coming here. I'm home! I step into the hallway as I call out. The moment I enter the living room, I see the blonde girl.
帰ったのですね、マスター。
For a split second, as I see Saber, I feel like I've been hurled into a dream or sort of fantasy.
シロ、今帰ってきたのではないのですか？
Did we not just say Forget it, Saber. Yes? She calls my name in a quiet voice. I finally come back to reality. Oh, Saber, sorry, you surprised me, popping up so suddenly like that. Just for an instant, I mistook her for a normal girl rather than Saber.
私はマスターの指示に従ってここに待機していたのですが、間違っていましたか?
Oh, no, I just got confused. Don't worry about it. But how are you feeling, Saber? You said you were going to sleep a lot, so does that mean now you're...
起きていても支障はありません。いえ、可能な限り戦闘時以外は眠っていた方がいいのですが、それでは勘が鈍りますから。定期的に目覚めて体を動かしていなければ、いざという時に動きが鈍ります。
Got it. You have a point there. You get a headache if you sleep all day, and I'm sure you're not sleeping because you're sleepy.
そうですね。眠りを必要とする疲れはありません。ですがシロ、あなたは眠りすぎると頭を痛くするのですか?
He did. Don't you? People don't typically do well if they sleep a good chunk of the day. In my case, I get woken up by a headache, so I can't sleep for more than half a day.
不思議な話ですね。私はそのようなことはありませんでした。今も昔も眠ろうと思えばいくらでも眠れますし。
That doesn't sound particularly efficient, Saber. Sleeping all day would be a waste, wouldn't it? Be more fun to wake up and play if you weren't sleepy?
そうですね。確かにその方が無駄はありません。
Right. You may have been forced to do this because you're with me, but once your contract with me ends, you should go back to your normal lifestyle and cycle. It may not be my place to say, but if this becomes a habit and you sleep all day, people might start thinking you're lazy.
それはすでに手遅れかもしれません。私は皆にそう思われていたかもしれない。
Well, that's just sad. They shouldn't think. Saber's definitely not lazy. She thinks about it and furrows her brow. I thought this was just idle chit-chat, but Saber doesn't really seem to get jokes. Yes, Saber is... Hiro Emiya is one of the masters in this Holy Grail War, and Saber is in fact his servant. She refuses to give us her actual true name, like who she was in history. Just because Shiro's not a very good mage, and she doesn't want her identity to be revealed to the other masters, because keeping it a secret gives her an advantage in combat. We move to the living room. Saber looks like she wants to know what happened today, so I decide to tell her about the bounded field at school Tosaka warned me about.
そうですか。学校に集まる人間を生贄にするつもりなのですね。そのマスター。
No worries. To be blunt, probably, yeah. Tosaka said it needs more time, though.
同感です。それほど大規模な結界の完成には時間がかかる。学校の校舎というものは封鎖しやすい建物ですから、おそらくそれだけの規模な結界を完璧に起動させるには早くて10日は必要です。
Which is right about on par with what Tosaka was thinking, about 8 more days. 10 days. I felt something strange 2 days ago on Saturday, so that must mean we still have about 8 more days. That lines up with what Tosaka's estimate.
はい。その結界が生贄を集めるものであれ、 守りを固めるものであれ完成させては厄介です。それまでに結界を張ったマスターを見つけ出せれば良いのですが。
Yeah, Tosaka said it would be challenging, but it should be easy to identify someone if they're lurking in the school. We need to do everything we can to find them and make them stop the bounded field. The chances of them being someone from the school are pretty high considering where they set up their bounded field. A student or teacher. Starting tomorrow, I'll search the school as thoroughly as I can during lunch and try to find anyone suspicious. Other than that, we'll need to figure out what kind of servant they have with them. Then again, we'll only learn that once we found them. Then, the only other thing I can do right now is to think about the servants I've encountered already. Saber's awake, so now's my chance to ask her about them. Okay then. Alright, which servant should we ask Saber about? Lancer, Archer, or Berserker? What are your thoughts, Lamo Weirdo? Which one should we... Berserker, Archer, or Lancer? Archer? Archer it is. That guy. I should ask about Tosaka's servant, Archer. Saber defeated him in a single attack, though she did surprise him, so I have no idea how powerful he is. Actually, Archer is very interesting. He's a really cool servant, to be honest. I won't spoil any reasons as to why he's a really cool servant. I'll just let the story play out. But yeah, he's one of the cooler servants. Hey, Saber, I want to know more about Archer. Did you notice anything about him?
Archer ですか。いえ、シローが把握できている以上のことは何も。単純な戦闘能力では私が上回っているようですが。彼の宝具も
The most ironic thing about Archer is that if you noticed in that last image of him, he is, I believe, he's got a short sword in each hand.
一度勝利しているからといって楽観していい相手ではないでしょう。
Yeah, well, it did happen really, really quickly. And that guy, I can't put my finger on it, but in that moment, when Saber attacked him, I had this uncanny feeling. Like it was a surprise attack, but it wasn't. That Red Knight looked like he had already sensed Saber's presence. But he froze the moment he saw Saber, so he couldn't react to Saber's onslaught. Hey Saber, maybe he knows you? I have a feeling it wasn't surprise attack that made the blow land, but just him being surprised at seeing you.
なるほど。そう考えると私も納得できる。
It would actually make a lot of sense if Archer knew Saber and that's why he froze when he saw her.
弓使いである以上、接近戦で私に劣るのは当然です。ですがそれにしても、あの時のアーチャーは脆すぎた。何か外的要因で実力を発揮できなかったのではと考えていたのですが。
Right, and I've actually seen him and Lancer fight. Archer might not have gone on the offensive, but his defense was incredible. So I assumed there was something wrong with him since your attack hit him so easily.
私は手を抜かれたということですか？
Not so much took it easy on you as was, well, okay, maybe it was taking it easy. Rather than being upset by an easy victory, she seems to be more bothered that he might have taken it easy on her. Saber glares at an unseen enemy. No worries. If you gotta go, you gotta go.
いいでしょう。ミンとの共闘が解けた後、私を侮辱したことを後悔させるだけです。
Wait, I don't think he went easy on you on purpose, and I don't think there's a real need to hate him. I suddenly find myself defending Archer.
シローはアーチャーの行為が許せるというのですか？いえ、むしろ行為というか擁護しているように聞こえる。まさかとは思うのですが、サーバントとしてアーチャーの方が好ましいと。
No, we definitely do not prefer Archer to you. No, no. That's impossible. I'll have you know that he rubs me the wrong way. I've never talked to him before, but I know that he and I wouldn't get along, even just from seeing him at a distance.
それはよかった。余計な気憂でしたが、安心しました、シロ。
Takes things very personally, she does. Okay, you took me by surprise too. But why are you so relieved by that, Saber? Is me hating Archer a good thing?
そうですね。確かにおかしな話です。
Yes, it is a strange thing for you to dwell upon.
ああ、おそらく戦闘面での相性の問題でしょう。私は白兵戦を主体とするサーバントで、アーチャーは砲撃戦を主体とするサーバントだ。
That really was quick. Wow. Back already. It's nice to see you back.
もしシローがアーチャーと相性がいいというのであれば、私とは相性が悪いことになる。それでは互いに実力を発揮できない。
Saber nods, convinced that that must be the reason for her relief. No worries. Like I said, if you gotta leave, you have to. I mean, sometimes you just gotta drop out of his stream. I don't take it personally. Huh? I guess so. Either way, we have absolutely no information on Archer. We still don't know which hero he is, what age he's from, or what kind of noble phantasm he possesses. So, about the other servants.
待ってください、シロー。屋敷の門を人がくぐりました。
What, you could sense something like that? Oh crap, it's already so late. This is bad. Sakura must be back. The doorbell rings, and from the front entrance,
お邪魔します。
I hear Sakura's voice. I'm coming in. Saber, sorry, but...
分かっています。部屋に戻っていますから、私のことは気にせずに。
Saber goes back to her room. We're trying to avoid any accidental meetings. Yes. Almost as if switching with Saber.
ただいま。
Wait, I thought it was Sakura.
ちゃんと先に帰ってたわね。
Tosaka walks in, laden with shopping bags.
お邪魔します、
Oh.
先輩。珍しいですね。
There she is.
先輩がこんな早くから帰ってきてくれるのって。
Sakura walks in, smiling happily.
よし、準備は完璧っと。それじゃあ始めるとしましょうか。
Tosaka psychs herself up and heads to the kitchen. Wait, Tosaka's gonna cook? Uh-oh.
先輩、お夕飯の支度なんですけど。
You don't have to worry about it since it's Tosaka's turn today. You prepared breakfast for us, so leave dinner to us. She and I will handle dinner while Tosaka's staying here.
はい、先輩がそう言うのならそうします。
Sakura quietly sits down. I hear a fiery, boisterous sound coming from the kitchen, but I see nothing of Tosaka. I guess I can trust her? I should stay in my room until dinner's ready, considering Saber's waiting there. I'm going to rest in my room. If Fujine comes, tell her she should prepare the bath for herself for a change.
はい、どうぞごゆっくり先輩。ご飯の支度ができたら呼びに行きますね。
Sakura is very cute. It's too bad she has such a rough life. Oh yeah, by the way, don't forget to knock when you come into my room. It's still a little before 6 o'clock. I figure dinner will be ready around 7 o'clock. I return to my room and find Saber sleeping in the room next door. Bummer. I thought I could talk to her a little more. I click my tongue with disappointment and sit down. Wait a minute. What am I thinking? There's nothing else I can talk to her about apart from the Holy Grail War. Besides, I don't know how to act around Saber. Oh well, if she's asleep, I'll just let her rest. I mutter to myself and stare at the hands of the clock. Last night, Saber, Tosaka, and I ate dinner. But today, Sakura and Fujine are in the mix as well, making it 5 people. Oh, actually, Saber can't join. As long as Fujine and Sakura are around, I can't have Saber come out of her room. I wonder if Saber ate breakfast. Last night, Saber was nodding while eating her dinner. Based on her behavior, it's not like she doesn't need food. I didn't prepare lunch for her, so she must be hungry. Of course, Fujine and Sakura go home. Once Fujine and Sakura go home, I should warm some dinner up for Saber. She'll have to eat alone, but there's nothing we can do about that. It's just imagining Saber eating by herself makes me mad.
Shiro, 起きてる?
Tosaka knocks on my door and peeks her head in. Tosaka, what's going on?
何って夕食なんだけど。できたから来て。
It's already that time? I pick myself up, glance towards Saber's room, and head into the hallway.
来た来た、ほら見てよこの料理。なんと遠坂さんは長らく不在だった中華料理ができる人だったのだ。
Oh, Taiga, calm yourself. Fujine dances excitedly around the table, which is laid out with dinner. Now that she mentions it, it does all look to be Chinese dishes today. 4 big plates decorate the table: crab meat with egg omelet, shredded beef with green peppers, a vegetable stir-fry with some fancy meat I've never seen before, and for some reason, a plate full of steamed shumai. Salad has been served on individual plates for everyone, and the setup seems to have been well thought out. It's pretty extravagant. Fujine loves it. This is a surprise. I thought you would make something Western.
本当は洋風を考えてたそうですよ。けど中華料理は誰も作らないって言ったら、なら私が作るって。
Why would she set out to do something no one else does? Hey, Sakura, you and Tosaka came home at the same time. Did you two go shopping together or something?
はい。遠坂先輩、弓道部が終わるまで待っててくれたんです。それで帰り道がてら、2人で買い出しに行ってました。
I had no idea. It looks like you're closer than I thought.
そうですね。遠坂先輩とは学校でもよく話してましたから、私のどこが気に入られたかわからないんですけど、入学した頃から親切にしてもらってます。
So Tosaka really is a nice upperclassman.
おしゃべりはいいから早く食べよう。私もうお腹ペコペコだよ。
Taiga, that's only because you don't eat at home, you silly woman, you. Fujine sits down excitedly.
だってさ、2人も早く座ったら。中華物って冷めると犯罪的にまずいんだから。
I'll have to disagree with that statement. Chinese is not criminally bad when cold. It's actually not half bad cold. I mean, it's totally better when it's hot, but it's not actually that bad cold. Tosaka sits down after she tells us to do the same. I sit down without a word. Everyone bows and thanks Tosaka for cooking, and then starts eating. Wow, I hate to admit it, but it's good. I've never cooked Chinese food because I've always thought it all tastes the same. But Tosaka's dishes make me realize it had all been bias on my part, and I find myself regretting that. Well, yeah, true, there's always reheating it as well.
すごいすごい。こんなにご飯を美味しくさせる料理は久しぶりだよ。遠坂さんに100点をあげましょう。
ありがとうございます。先生のように素直に感想を言ってもらえると私も嬉しいです。はい、私も中華を見直しました。辛いのって苦手なんですけど、すごく美味しいです。
Sakura looks pleased, seeming to enjoy the food too. After seeing everyone's happy face, Tosaka... Hey. She turns to face me, her face triumphant. What? You look like you have something to say.
別にみんなに気に入ってもらえてよかったなって。まあ若干一名素直じゃないのがいるけど、それはそれで楽しいからよしとしましょう。得意分野で負けちゃった気持ちはわかるし。
I get it. You made me cook dinner last night because you wanted to assess my cooking.
はい、今日の教訓は手の内は常に隠しておくでした。
You played us for the fool though, Tosaka. Tosaka returns to her food looking exceedingly pleased with herself. Dinner is a bit livelier than I expected. Sakura and Tosaka are acting like good upper and underclassmen, and Fujine is now completely on Tosaka's side. Well, I have no complaints about getting to enjoy a good meal. There are no complaints, but I can't feel unreservedly good about sharing a meal with everyone here. Well, you're not sharing it with quite everyone, Shiro. I stand up.
何しろトイレ
No, I just forgot something. I'm going to bring them out now, so wait. The moment I step out of the living room, I lock eyes with Tosaka, who is looking at me silently. I just didn't think it was right. That's why I didn't like the fact that I was making her sit alone, even though she's living with us. So, without really considering the consequences of my actions, I take her hand.
シロ、突然何をするのです。
It's dinner time, Seba. Just come with me. I'm going to introduce you to everyone.
正気ですか。待ってください。それは。
Well, it's entirely possible he's lost his mind. Fujine did pound his head in with a metal poster a couple days ago. I'm bringing you out because I am thinking straight. Come on, let's go. We can deal with whatever happens after.
シロ。
I'm still dragging her along by the time we reach the living room. Sorry, Tosaka, can you add one more plate for her? Tosaka doesn't object. But Fujine and Sakura are looking at Saber in confused astonishment. I know it's a little late, but I want to introduce her to you all. Her name is Saber, and I'm going to be taking care of her for a while. As you can see, she's a foreigner and not used to living in Japan, so please help her with that. The two don't react. It's understandable, but I can't really find it in me to care right now. Come on, sit over here, Saber. It's better when you eat with everyone.
それは確かに効率的だとは思いますが、私は。
There's no need to be bashful. You're going to be living with us from now on, too. If we're going to live together, we should eat together, too.
はい。シロがそう言うのでしたら、私は従うだけですが。そんなのダメ
！It's too late, Tiger. It's happening. Aha! My ears! My ears are ringing.
一体どうしちゃったのよシロってば。遠坂さんだけじゃなくこんな子まで連れ込んじゃって、いつからここは旅館みたいになっちゃったのよ。
Technically, I'm a weirdo. Fujine here is technically Shiro's legal guardian, and at the moment, he has a house full of women. Which is, I mean, she's kind of understandably freaking out, but it really is kind of funny. Well, what? It's fine. This place is as big as a hotel anyway, so it's not a big deal to give up a room or two. If you're okay with Tosaka staying here, then Saber should be fine too.
いいわけないでしょ。遠 坂さんは認めるけど、そんな得体の知れない子なんて知らないもん。一体どこの子なのよ、その子は。
And yeah, just to also fill you in on a little bit of backstory there. For the last 2 days or so, Saber has been living in the adjacent room, and we haven't told Fujine about it until now. Who? She's a distant relative. I don't really know the details about what happened to her, but she came here looking for help from my old man.
そんな作り話信じられない。だいたいね、仮にそうだとしても、どうしてエミヤの家に来たのよ。キリチグさんに外国の知り合いなんているはずな。
She can't say that with any confidence, and she knows it. My old man traveled constantly, so he probably had more friends from other countries than in Japan.
ないとは言い切れないけど、それにしたっておかしいわ。あなた、何のためにここに来たのよ。シロー、黙ってなさい。セイバーさん、私はあなたに聞いてるんだけど。
Saber is silent. I don't blame her. Saber doesn't really have a backstory, and she's not cunning enough to go along with my lies.
さあ、私はキリツグの言葉に従っただけですから。
I guess she does?
キリツグさんがシローを頼むって？
はい。あらゆる敵からシローを守るようにと。
I mean, she's not technically lying to us. She is here to protect us. Ever so quietly, Saber says it with such straightforwardness and clarity. There's no room for anyone to protest. And even if it was really a lie, it will become the absolute truth in Saber's mind. Even Fujine can't argue with her. But she stands up with a frown and glares right at Saber.
いいわ。そこまで言うんなら腕前を見せてもらうんだから。
Please don't, Taiga. That's a bad life choice right there. Fujine drops this on us out of nowhere. And with the sound of whooshing wind, Fujine takes us outside. And then she takes the bamboo sword, a shinai, hanging on the wall, and continues glaring at Saber. Okay. What the hell is Fujine thinking?
あなた、シローを守るって言ったわね。なら少しは覚えがあるんでしょ。
私に剣を持てというのですか。
Saber, please do hold back.
そうよ。あなたが私より強かったら許してあげます。けど弱かったら家に帰ってもらうからね。
構いませんが、それはどういった理屈でしょうか。
シローを守るのは私だもん。シローが一人前になるまで私がずっとそばにいるんだから。
Saber doesn't seem to fully comprehend what Fujine's intentions are. Then again, none of us do.
だから私より弱いやつはいらないの。
あなたが私より強いって言うなら私より頼りになるでしょ。それなら少しはシローを任せてもいいわよだ。
Fujine swings her shinai around with a pout.
わかりました。あなたを納得させればよいのですね。
そうよ。けど私を納得させるのは大変なんだから。
Just for some perspective, Fujine here is a 5th degree kendo, which means she's a really, really good swordswoman. No sooner has Fujine said that than she practically leaps forward, rushing towards Saber, brandishing her shinai. Whoa, Fujine, this is ridiculous. She is a little. Well, it's. I don't think it's so much that she's jealous when somebody else is trying to protect Shiro. It's that Kiritsugu really did entrust Shiro to Taiga. So if anyone's going to protect him, they have to be stronger than she is, as far as she's concerned. She goes in for a surprise attack, even though she hasn't even given Saber a Shinai yet. This tiger has no business calling itself a teacher if she's going to pull something like that. Saber stands there in a daze, taken back by Fujine's surprise attack. Fujine swings for the body.
あれ
Huh? Fujine tilts her head in confusion. Well, yeah. We're all dumbfounded, and we're just watching, so it must be even stranger. Like the mystery of the Hanging Gardens of Babylon for Fujine, since she's the one who experienced it firsthand. Saber's still standing. The only difference is that she is now holding the shinai Fujine had in her hand. A heartbeat earlier.
本当
I don't know if this is for real, but it definitely happened. Saber isn't even holding the shinai she took in a ready position. Fujine is frozen in her tracks right in front of Saber. Fujine is a kendo expert whose skill is supposedly unmatched. The experience probably made clear to her that Saber is on a completely different level.
構えろというのでしたら構えますが、そこまでしなければわからない腕ではないでしょう。
Fujine staggers back and drops to her knees.
勝負はつきました。認めてもらえましたか？
This contest was over before it started. Fujine slumps her shoulders and drops her head low. Just when I think she's about to retreat quietly, Fujine starts to cry so loud, it starts to hurt all our ears. In the end, it took 2 hours to calm Fujine down. Fujine gestured to Saber saying, "We need to talk," and went into my old man's room, where they were for 2 hours. She finally came out looking unsatisfied and mumbled, "I guess I have no choice but to acknowledge her." She only nodded in resignation. Sakura, though, was silent the whole time. It was getting late, so Fujine wound up taking Sakura home, but Sakura didn't say a single word. She just bowed and went home.
それじゃあ私も別棟に戻るわね。
That's all right, Rin said. Come to think of it, Tosaka's been quiet this whole time. Sorry about that. I bet you're thinking I did something stupid again.
別に。ただあなたのしていることは心の贅肉よ。そんな余分なことばっかりしてたらいつか身動きが取れなくなるわ。
He waves goodnight and heads off to the outbuilding. I'm exhausted. I should probably sleep early today.
待ってくださいシロ。私もあなたに聞くべきことがある。
Sure, what is it?
なぜ私を皆に紹介したのですか？私もリンの言う通り、シロの行為は不必要だと思います。
Because Shiro fancies himself a champion or hero of justice, and, well, he just felt bad making you sit there by yourself while everyone else was having a good time. No real rhyme or reason, I just didn't like how things were going, so I introduced you to everyone.
シロ、それは答えになっていません。何が嫌だったのか言ってもらわなければ。
Saber draws closer to me. Was what happened tonight really so strange to her? The hell do I know? I was just eating and I didn't like knowing that you were all alone. If anything, I just thought we'd have less secrets to worry about once Fujine and Sakura knew about you.
それはあまり意味のあることではありません。むしろ彼女たちに私の存在を知らせるのはマイナスです。この屋敷なら私の存在は隠し通せるのですから、私は待機していた方が良かった。
Better? In what way? Is she saying she's better off being ostracized when the rest of us are all eating? That's not true. You may be fine with it, but I don't like it. It's not about logic or sense. I look away from Saber. I'm going to go to the shed, so go ahead to your room. She doesn't answer. I turn my back on Saber, who seems unconvinced by what I said, and make my way to the shed. I step outside. The tranquil yard is lit by pale moonlight. The winter sky is clear enough to see the stars above me. I sigh heartily, realizing what I'm doing. Tosaka's right. I'm contradicting myself. I head up to the shed to avoid Saber's room. But I don't want to leave Saber alone. I'm having a hard time interacting with Saber as a member of the opposite sex, but I can't ignore her on a human level. It's no wonder Tosaki gets disgusted with me and my contradictions. Crap, I thought I was only inexperienced with magecraft. But I'm also just genuinely immature, too. Well, maybe a little bit. I absent-mindedly look up at the sky. The night drags on. My inexperience is all the more reason I can't skip out on my training. All I can do is to keep on believing that if I work hard enough, I might someday attain something. A night passed. After getting ready just like I would on any normal morning and heading to the living room, I'm greeted by the most complicated breakfast table scene of my life.
ああ、ごめんさくら。私バターダメなの。そこのマーマレードちょうだい。そうなんですか？遠坂先輩、甘いものは好きじゃないような口ぶりでしたけど。まさかそんな女の子はいないわよ。糖分は嫌いじゃなくて取れないだけだってば。油断すると見えないところが増えるの。甘味どころは週に1回にしなくちゃね。
Oh, that's kind of harsh. That's a bit excessive, I think. Limiting yourself to sweets only once a week. Damn. I could never limit myself to sweets only once a
マーマレ
week.
ードなんですか、先輩。朝は糖分取るの。それにね、少しぐらいは甘いものを口にしておかないと後のカウンターが怖いでしょ。そっか、食事を2食に減らしても食べる量が倍になったら大変ですからね。そういうこと。黙ってればよく食べるわね、セイバー。しっこい体のくせに桜並みの量じゃない。
No, I'm good. Thanks.
そうでしょうか。私は平均だと思いますし、さくらが口にしたパンは私を大きく上回っていると思いますが。
Okay, so Shiro wakes up in the morning, and so far Sakura, Tosaka, and Saber are all at the dinner table, or the breakfast table.
そんなことないで
Has
す。
Fujine arrived
遠
too?
坂先輩もセイバーさんも私もみんな仲良くトースト2枚じゃないですか。
いえ、厚さが違う。1センチに対して2センチですから、さくらはよく食べています。成長期ですし、栄養を取るのはいい。瓶も1枚だけと言わず、残さず食べてはどうですか。
だからダメだって言ってるじゃない。
Wow, this would be a complicated situation for poor Shiro to walk
朝か
into.
らそんなに食べたら増えるっていうの。ただでさえ朝は食べない主義なんだから、これでも譲歩してるのよ。遠坂先輩、その先輩の前でそういうことは。
増える増えると言っていますが、なぜ具体的な表現を避けるのですか、ビン。
だから目に見えないところの話。ああ、さくらは目に見えるから除外だけど。だからそういう話はしないでください。
I'll take a bite of my crispy toast. My brain just can't follow the situation unfolding in front of me, so I just stay out of it and focus on my toast. There's nothing for me really to add to this anyway. I guess I worried over nothing. For the time being, the three seem to be getting along. Tosaka is the same as always, and Saber's warmed up to the girls as wow. And Saber's warmed up to the girls a good bit more than last night. Sakura still seems a little hesitant around Saber, but it doesn't look like she dislikes her. I'm concerned that Fujine's not here, but I'm sure she'll come tonight. Last night must have done a number on her. But she'll probably come by for dinner, and I think she'll be in a better mood by then. Well, we can certainly hope she'll be in a better mood. Breakfast ends, and I start cleaning up.
先輩、本当にいいんですか？後片付け任せてしまって。
Yeah, it's the least I can do. You have to get going to your club, Sakura. Considering what happened yesterday, you should probably go.
はい、それじゃあお先に失礼しますね、先輩。
Sakura bows to Tosaka and then leaves the living room in a hurry. Now, there are only 3 of us. With Sakura gone, the people remaining all share a common secret.
それでは私も失礼します。何かありましたら声をかけてください。
じゃあねセイバー、シロは任されたからこっちの留守をよろしく。
はい、シロを頼みます、リン。
Saber bows quickly, then returns to her room. Well, there's nothing to do here anymore, so she probably is going back to sleep to conserve her energy. Honestly, is fighting the only thing she thinks about?
当たり前じゃない。シロもね、そろそろやる気見せないとセイバーに愛想をつかされるわよ。
Yeah, at some point she probably will lose patience with us.
まだ傷が完治してないとはいえ、いつまでもおとなしくしているような子じゃないでしょ。
There's a clicking sound. What Tosaka has to say worries me a bit, but she just turns on the TV.
またこ
This
のニュース
news
やってるんだ。
again? The TV plays the morning news. I just listen from the kitchen as I wash dishes. But it's the same story I've heard before.
シントの方で
There was
ガス
another
漏れによる
gas
事故だ
leak
って。
incident in Shinto.
バカな話。
What a stupid
そんな
story.
のあっちだ
Stuff
けじ
like
ゃなく
this is
て、
happening
こっちの
here
町にだ
too.
って起きてる
It's
もの。
not just going on over there. What? Hold up. What Tosaka says there is pretty worrying. Tosaka, what do you mean by that?
だから原因不明の衰弱でしょ。何の前触れもなく意識を失った人間がそのまま昏睡状態になって病院に運ばれてるって話。もう結構な数になってるんじゃないかな。今のところ命に別状はないらしいけど、この先どうなるかは仕掛けたやつの気分次第でしょうね。
What? Wait. Hold up. Is she saying that this incident isn't just happening a town over, it's happening here too? Unexplained comas? A good number of victims? No. But the main issue is... Tosaka, don't tell me you think a master did this.
じゃあ他の誰の仕業だっていうのよ。いい加減慣れてよね。あなただってマスターなんだから。
It may be so, but why didn't you tell me this before, Tosaka?
こっちの件はそれほど簡単じゃないから。学校で結界を張ってるマスターは三流だけど、こっちのマスターは一流よ。相手を死に至らしめることはせず、命の半分だけを吸収して力を蓄えている。そりゃあ集めるスピードは遅いけど、その代わりに魔術師としてのルールには引っかからないし、無理をする必要がない。このマスターは遠く離れた場所で町の人たちから生命力っていう最も単純な魔力をかすめ取っているわけ。
From a remote location? Can someone really collect magical energy from a distance?
よっぽど腕の立つ魔術師なんでしょうね。シントとミヤマ、2つの町をフォローする広範囲の吸引なんて代がつく魔術師の技だもの。
Unless
Yeah.
it's not a master
それとも
doing
よっ
it.
ぽど優
I
れた
mean,
霊
a
気を確保
servant
したのか
could
な。
technically have the
冬
power
季
to
の町
do
には
that.
龍脈らしきものがあるって父さんも言ってたし、そこに陣を敷けば生命力の搾取ぐらいは簡単か。
Huh? Hold on, Tosaka.
父さんの書庫にそれらしい資料はなかったし、あるなら大師傅の書庫か。やだなあ。あそこ今でも人外魔境だし、できれば遠慮したいのに。となると綺麗に聞くしかないか。あ、いやダメ。あいつに借りを作るなんてもってのほかだわ。
No, let's not go back to Kirei. Tosaka, hey. I try to get her attention, but she doesn't respond. Great. Tosaka's off in her own world. When we get to school, she's still distracted. The gate is packed with arriving students, beginning another typical school day. But I sense there's something off. Yesterday I passed through the gate without noticing, but today I do now that I'm on my guard. It's hard to explain, but there's this feeling that things are too calm, so much so that it numbs one instinct. You're right, the air feels different in here than outside. It smells like sweet honey.
へえ、シローにはそう感じられるんだ。あなた、魔力感知は下手だけど、世界の異常には敏感なのかもしれないわね。
Tosaka begins pondering.
にしても甘い蜜か。例えるならウツボカズラとか？
Sure, just like carnivorous plants.
なかなか言えて妙じゃない。
Carnivorous plant? That's disturbing.
そう？シローの直感は外れてないと思うけど。だってこの学校、結界っていう蓋が閉まったら中の生き物はみんな食べられるんだし。
Great, well thanks for coming to the stream. Again, I look forward to seeing that fan art. Have a good night. Bye-bye. It sees right through me and I gulp.
やっぱりね。わかりやすいから楽しいわ、あなたって。
Whatever. Well, I don't like it.
怒らない怒らない。シローの言いたいことだって分かってるから安心なさい。あなたは学校の生徒を巻き込みたくないと思っているし、私だってここを戦場にするのは願い下げ。ならやることが一つよね。
Testing me. Tosaka's trying to tell me that this master I'm willing to fight in the Holy Grail War is the sort willing to hurt innocents to win, which is why they're here at the school. I know we need to find this master who set up this bounded field and take care of it. And if they say they're not going to take down the bounded field, then we just need to defeat them.
そういうこと。ちゃんと理解していてくれて安心したわ。じゃあ、私は結界を張ったやつを探してみるから、シローは不審な場所をチェックしといて。私も一通り回ったけど、見落としがあったかもしれない。シローはそういう得意点を探すのに向いてそうだし、餅は餅やってね。
Tosaka waves and runs toward the school building. Hey, don't leave me hanging. What kind of places are suspicious, Tosaka?
だから、あなた風に言えば空気が甘いところよ。蜜がベッタベタに甘いところを探せばいいの。
Tosaka yells her reply to me from across campus. And then she disappears into the school building. Oh, what the hell? Why would she need to run in there like that? Oh, the bell for homeroom rings. That's why. She should have at least warned me. I clutch my bag and start running at full speed. After all that happened yesterday, I don't know what Fujine will say if I'm late. It's lunchtime. Temporary though this break from class is, students rush back and forth across the whole school. Okay, it won't look suspicious if I wander around now. I wolf down my lunch and head out into the hallway. This really isn't the time to say I've never done anything like this. The war has already begun. So now I need to look for anything suspicious like what Tosaka was talking about in my own way. I guess the first place to look would be wherever there's not usually anyone around. Let's see. I just hope I can make some progress without wasting this hour lunch break. After I've searched the building, I take a look outside just to be sure. I didn't see anything strange at the athletic field or behind the buildings, but this area seems different. Don't tell me this is... I found a few suspicious spots around campus. Behind the stairways, dead ends, empty classrooms, and other less public places. This place is different. Everyone gathers here every day, so it's a far cry from isolated, deserted places I've checked. How did I not notice this earlier? This place is the most bizarre place of all. I clutch my chest as I speak. The atmosphere here is suffocating. The heavy wind and humid air makes being here at all damned uncomfortable. As soon as I realize what I'm smelling, I find myself getting nauseous. Tosaka said there should be base points for bounded fields. I don't know how many there are, but I think the first must be somewhere around here. If I'm right, there should be some inscription or sign of it somewhere. It's no use. I don't have the abilities to detect magical energy, so there's no way I can find any signs of that a bounded field has formed. Oh, I guess I have no choice but to report back to Tosaka.
なんだ、探し物かい、エミヤ。
Who's there? I whirl around when I hear that voice. There, standing in front of me, the Kyoto Club Dojo is... Shinji.
いや、奇遇だね。僕もその辺りに用があって来たんだけど。君、もしかして見た？
Shinji grins. Shinji Mato seems genuinely pleased with himself. See what? I didn't see anything around here.
ああ、やっぱり見たんだ。なるほどね。君が遠坂と一緒にいた理由はそれか。そうだよね。マスター同士手を組んだ方が効率がいいもの。
Well, looks like we found another one of the masters at the school. What? Shinji, don't tell me.
そう警戒すんなよ、エミヤ。僕と君の仲だろう。お互い隠し事はなしにしようじゃないか。君が何を連れているかは知らない。けど、君もマスターなんていうひどい役目を押し付けられたんだろう。
Shinji is so blunt about this. Not an ounce of hesitation. He's a master, and not at all shy about it. Don't tell me you're a master, Shinji.
だからそうだって言ってるだろ。ああ、でも勘違いはしないでくれ。僕は誰とも争う気はない。そりゃ、襲われたら殺し返すけど、手を出されないうちは黙ってるさ。ほら、この辺りエミヤっぽいだろ、僕も。
Shinji giggles. From what he's saying, it's clear he's a master, but
まあこっちもエミヤがマスターだって知って驚いてるんだ。意外なのはお互い様ってことで少し話し合わないか。
chat? I don't mind, but what are we going to be chatting about?
そりゃあ今後のことさ。さっきも言ったけど僕は戦うつもりはない。けど他はそうでもないんだろ。ならさ、いつか来る災難に備えておかないと不安じゃないか。一人じゃ不安だけど二人ならなんとかなると思わない？
Is Shinji asking me to team up with him?
まあこんなところで話をするのもなんだろ。誰に聞かれるともわからないし場所を変えよう。うん、そうだね。僕の家がいい。あそこなら遠坂のでも届かないし襲われても安心だ。
Go somewhere else? Are you crazy? Lunch break's almost over, so if we wanted to talk...
バカ？授業なんてサボればいいじゃん。ほら、いいから行こう。エミヤがマスターって知って嬉しいんだから、あまり水を差さないでよね。
That's no reason to go. People would be less suspicious. Would be suspicious if we skipped class.
ち、融通が利かないやつだな。それはそうだよね。普通は警戒する。けど安心しなよ。何があってもこっちから仕掛けることはないさ。ほら。
Yes, yes, I do take you for the kind of guy that would stab me in the back, Shinji. Huh? Oh, yeah, I guess I shouldn't just casually follow you, huh?
まあいいさ。そっちだってサーバントを連れてるんだろ。そんな危ない相手に喧嘩なんて仕掛けないよ。
Huh. Does Shinji think I have Saber with me right now? Actually, no, Shinji can't see the servant in spirit form. That's why he thinks I have Saber with me.
いいから行くよ。遠坂に見つかったら僕も君もただじゃ済まないんだから。
Shinji starts to walk away. I guess I have no choice but to follow him. I'm interested to hear what Shinji has to say, so at this point, I should give up on attending afternoon classes. We walk up the hill. We're in the residential area with Western-style houses in stark contrast to my house. I hear Tosaka's house is at the top of this hill, and I remember the Mato house is right below it, like it's trying to hide or something. The Mato house is still as impressive as I remember. I visited a few times during middle school, but I haven't been near it recently. I haven't been invited since Shinji and I drifted apart, and above all, Sakura doesn't like me coming here. It's daytime, but the mansion is dark. The whole place is designed so that sunlight doesn't get in, and there's not much in the way of lighting inside. There's honestly a decent enough chance of someone smacking into a wall if they don't know the layout of the place.
エミヤ、こっちだ。今にいるから早く来いよ。
I don't know when he got there, but I hear Shinji's voice from the back of the mansion. Even after a year, I still remember my way around the house, so I'm able to find the living room easily enough. There's nothing in the way of lighting, even in the living room. The curtain is pulled shut, blocking out the sun. Not a hint of artificial light either, so the place is dark and gloomy.
エミヤ、こっちだ。
I turn towards the voice. There I see Shinji sitting on a chair and... a woman, dark like obsidian, standing behind him.
紹介しよう。僕のサーバント、ライダーだ。
A chill runs down my spine. The chill is so intense it stings the back of my neck. I thought we were going to talk alone, Shinji. I take a step back.
やだな、用心だよ。エミヤが襲いかかってきたら怖いからね。ライダーにはすぐ近くにいてもらわないと。
Shinji reaches out towards his dark servant, Ryder. His fingers caress along her waist, then stroke down her thigh. Ryder doesn't move a muscle. She is still as a statue, keeping watch on me through veiled eyes. I imagine she can even see my fingertips shivering. Some hospitality you're showing to a guest you invited. You might be going a bit far with your caution, Shinji.
冗談だってば。エミヤはそういうのができるやつじゃないって分かってるよ。まあ、けどお前のサーバントは別だからね。僕だってこいつをしつけるのには苦労したんだ。サーバントがマスターの命令に従わないってのは珍しいことじゃないだろう。だからさ、これはちょっとした牽制だと思ってくれ。
Servant who doesn't obey their master? Now that I look closer, Ryder is a little different than Saber. Saber is silent, but she is not frosty. I sense only coldness from Ryder. A human almost completely lacking humanity. A dark figure that looks like the blood in its veins is discolored. She doesn't give the impression of a heroic spirit turned servant. I can only sense something inorganic, devoid of any light. So Ryder is your way of keeping my servant in check. Can't say I love that.
ごめんごめん。何分こっちは素人だからさ。エミヤみたいに慣れてるってわけじゃないんだ。そのあたりは勘弁してくれ。
Can't say I'm exactly used to this either.
そうなのか。なんだ。なら君も呼び出せばいいじゃないか。その方がお互い理解し合えるし、すごく公平だ。
We so can't let Shinji know that Saber's not with us right now.
ああ、うんうん。それがいい、それがいい。ねえ、エミヤ。僕のも見せたんだからさ。君のサーバントも見せてくれない？
Shinji really thinks Saber's right next to me. It's probably best to let him keep thinking that. I refuse. If you're just doing this to keep me in check, you shouldn't mind. That should be enough if I'm here just to talk.
何それ。あのさ、僕が見たいって言ってるんだよ。何気取ってるか知らないけど、言うこと聞いといた方がいいんじゃないの？
Then we're done talking. I didn't come here to show off our servants. If that was what you wanted, I'm heading home.
そうかよ。使えないやつだな。相変わらず。
He moans discontentedly and slumps further into his chair.
いいよ。本題に入ろう。と言っても、話すべきことなんて一つだけだけどね。うん。 さっきも言ったけど、僕と協力しないか、エミヤ。マスターになったものの聖杯戦争っていうのがどんなものか知らなくてさ、一人でいるよりは信用できるやつと手を組みたいんだ。
Hold up. I want to ask you something. My answer will depend on your response.
何？僕がどうしてマスターになったかってこと？
I nod. As far as I know, Shinji's not a mage. Until I find out how Shinji was selected to be a master, I don't intend on working with him. I hear mages are the only ones that can be masters. I may be inexperienced, but I am training in magecraft. I became a master because I formed a contract with a servant by sheer coincidence. Did you accidentally summon a servant and get dragged into this Holy Grail War too? If that's what happened with me, we're in the same boat. Or with him, then we're in the same boat. I don't think I'd be able to refuse his proposal to team up in that case.
へえ、エミヤは偶然マスターになったのか。そうなんだ。よかった。それなら納得できる。
Shinji giggles like it's the funniest thing he's ever heard.
ま、僕も似たようなものから。本人の意思に反してマスターになってしまったという点では同じだ。けど勘違いするなよ。僕はマスターが何であるか知っていたし、聖杯戦争のことだって前から知っていた。マトウの家はね、お前の家なんかとは違うれっきとした魔術師の家系なんだ。
As it turns out, Shinji has been a member of a mage family this whole time. And that means that Sakura also is a member of a mage family and has been hiding that. What? The Matos are a family of mages? Well, I've never heard that before. Well, of course you've never heard it before. It's not like they run around advertising it. Wait, does that mean you and Sakura, his sister, have also trained in magecraft?
落ち着けよエミヤ。マトウ家はね、魔術師の家系ではあるけど、もう枯れてしまった一族なんだ。マトウの先祖は遠坂の家と一緒にこの土地にやってきたらしいが、日本の土が合わなかったんだってさ。代を重ねるごとに魔術回路ってやつ、それが減っていって、僕が生まれた時にはもうマトウの血筋は一般人に戻ってしまったそうだ。だからマトウの人間は魔術師じゃない。昔魔術師であった家系なだけなんだ。
Used to be mages, so now the only thing that remains in your family is your knowledge of magecraft?
ああ、残念ながらね。けど魔術回路がなくなったって魔術を学ぶことに変わりはない。マスターのことも聖杯戦争のことも調べればすぐに分かった。突然マスターに選ばれてこうやって落ち着けるのも先代の教えがあったからなのさ。
I see. When I became a master, it was Tosaka who taught me about the Holy Grail War. So similarly, Shinji was able to understand his own situation thanks to the writings his family passed down. In other words, you only learn about magecraft itself. Does that mean Sakura has been learning about magecraft too?
はあ、もう本当に何も知ら
It's
ないんだ
true,
な。
he really doesn't know anything about the world of mages.
いいかい？古い家柄の魔術師は一人にしか秘術を伝えないんだ。子供が二人いたら跡取りにするのは長男だけだよ。一つのものを二つに分けたら力が薄まるだろう。10の魔術を一つの結晶にして残していき、血をより濃くしていくのが魔術師だ。 いくら肉親だからって安売りはしないのさ。だから魔術師の家系はね、跡取り以外に魔術は教えない。後継者に選ばれなかった子供は自分の家が魔術を学ぶものだと知らずに育てられるか養子に出すっていうのがセオリーなのさ。
I see. That's a relief. I sigh in relief. I want Sakura to live a normal, peaceful life, having nothing to do with magecraft. I would never want her to get involved in a battle that forces someone to fight without reason.
さあ、これで分かっただろ、エミヤ。僕はマスターになったものの魔術には疎い。君はそうだね、少しは使えるって言うけど知識の方は素人同然だ。ほら、ちょうどいいと思わないか。勝手にマスターにさせられた者同士協力しようよ。
I don't have a problem with that. I just want to be clear though. You're proposing this to protect yourself, right?
いや、それもあるけど、まずは当面の敵を叩かないとまずいんじゃない？僕、なんか彼女から目の敵にされてるみたいだしさ。
Giving you the evil eye? Are you talking about Tosaka?
そんなの決まってるじゃないか。そうでもなければ僕を邪
She
険に
doesn't
する
even
もの
know
か。
you're a mage. Yeah, friggin' dumbass.
いいか、あいつは他のマスターを許さないやつだぞ。そんなの一緒にいるエミヤだってわかるだろう。けどさ、何の物好きか知らないけど遠坂は君に気を許している。あの隙のない女がだぜ。
Not because we got destroyed by Berserker.
ほら、倒すには絶好の機会だと思わない？
Shinji holds his hand out to shake. I won't be a part of that. Actually, I can't. If Shinji really wanted to protect himself, he would have asked Tosaka, too, not just me. Besides, Shinji, do you know there's someone overseeing the Holy Grail War?
ああ、教会の神父だってね。前回の生き残りだって言うけどうるさそうだから会ってないよ。僕は魔術師じゃないんだから、魔術師としてのルールなんて押し付けられるのは面倒じゃない？
Shinji's contradicting himself. If he really wanted to stop fighting, he should have gone straight to Kotomine. Shinji, do you know there's a bounded field set up over the school?
知ってるよ。僕にはわからないけどライダーが教えてくれた。それがどうしたっていうのさ。
Isn't it your doing? Tosaka said it was the work of a master at school.
ああ、あれは僕じゃないよ。確かにあの学園にはもう一人マスターがいるからそいつの仕事じゃないの。
Huh? Tosaka said there's only one other master.
遠坂を信用しすぎるのもなんだけどね。ま、それは別にしてもあいつは間違ってるよ。遠坂が探っている気配は魔術回路ってやつなんだろ。なら僕は彼女が感知できるマスターじゃない。だって元から魔術回路なんてないんだから。初めからさ、僕は普通のマスターたちのレーダーに映らない存在なんだよ。
See, the presence of mages or command spells ultimately activates through magical energy. But if someone without magical energy becomes a master, the only way to identify them would be seeing them directly. Tosaka's method of seeking out people with their own magical energy wouldn't lead her to masters like Shinji. Shinji doesn't have a single one of the traits Tosaka is expecting in a master. I see, so Tosaka must be sensing a different master. I should warn Tosaka about this when I get home. With that settled, there's no point in staying here any longer.
おいエミヤ、協力の話はどうなんだよ。
I'll have to refuse. I'm not going to help you defeat Tosaka. Besides, she hasn't done anything. I know I'll have to fight her. I know I'll have to fight her one day, but I trust her right now, and I want to keep on trusting her.
何かあってからじゃ遅いと思うけどね。まあ、そういうならいい。僕も君と同じく様子を見るさ。
Surprisingly, Shinji gives up. He doesn't try to stop me from going home, and he doesn't send Ryder to attack me. Shinji really is a complicated guy. He may act like a jerk, but he seems to try to play fair in his own way. Hey Shinji, I know I'm harping on this, but does Sakura know about you?
知らないし、教えてやるつもりもない。マトウの跡取りは僕だからね。さくらには何も知らないが、僕の妹でいさせてやるさ。
That would be great. I don't want Sakura's life to change.
そうか。そこまでさくらの心配をされちゃ、兄貴として礼をしないとね。よし。 一ついいことを教えてやるよ、エミヤ。誰だかは知らないけど、マスターの一人は寺に巣を張ってるよ。
What the temple? Do you mean Ryodu Temple?
ああ、僕のサーバントが言うには、山には魔女が潜んでいるそうだ。大規模に魂を集めているそうだから、早めに叩かないと厄介らしい。
Why? If that's true, that makes 5 masters. And if this witch is collecting massive amounts of souls, there's a high probability it's the cause of what came up in the news this morning.
話はそれだけだ。それじゃあレイダー、送ってやってよ。いいかい？エミヤは味方だから、傷つけるんじゃないぞ。
Shinji orders Ryder, and she walks closer to me. No, well, that's...
遠慮するなって。家を出るまでは僕の責任なんだから。怪我をされたら困る。ああ、ライダー。送るのは玄関まででいいからな。外にさえ出てくれたら、僕とは無関係だから。それまでは丁重に送ってやる。
Shinji retreats to the back of the room. I silently look towards Ryder. The black-garbed Ryder says nothing. What surprises me, though, is that when I take a close look, I notice she has a graceful and innocent-looking face. Her floor-length purple hair exudes a foul odor of blood, but at the same time, she is unbelievably beautiful. I realize I'm staring because of her appearance, and I'm embarrassed for a moment. But I feel like her face and her outfit just don't match at all. If I had to boil her down to a single phrase, she's like a priestess dripping in blood. She is both holy and evil. Ryder is a walking contradiction. Actually, why are all heroic spirits so beautiful? As I think this, I find myself looking up at Ryder's face out of sheer curiosity. Wow, she's pretty tall for a woman. She's easily 170 centimeters tall. This really isn't the time for calm observation. Being alone with her is a problem in itself. hurry out of the Mato mansion. Ryder sticks with me all the way to the entrance. I don't know about this. She doesn't even seem alive, but maybe she'll answer if I try talking to her. All right, do we talk to Ryder or stay away from danger? What should we do, chat? What should we do, chat? Should we talk to Ryder or stay away from danger? Ryder was what Shinji said earlier, true? I asked, not really expecting a response. There's no change in Ryder, just her long hair fluttering in the wind. I figured as much. Sorry for asking such a stupid question when we're supposed to be enemies. I stepped through the door, raising my hand to show her my appreciation for seeing me out. But then,
嘘ではありません。あの山に魔女が住んでいるのは真実です。
huh? Ryder?
挑むのならば気をつけなさい。あの魔女は男性というものを知り尽くしていますから。
Ryder speaks indifferently. I realize her voice is drawing me in and shake my head to clear it. Thanks for the warning. And take good care of Shinji. As you can see, he's a bit of a pain, but I hope you can protect him. I catch myself getting surprised, but I manage to reply. I guess that was funny because
人がいいのですね。あなたはシンジが懐柔しようというのもわかります。
Ryder giggles softly, then disappears into the Mato house. I walk down the hill and return to the intersection. If I walk towards the residential area on the other side, I'll be heading home, but there's a master at Ryodu Temple, huh? That's about an hour's walk towards the mountains from here. The desolate mountain road usually reaches the gate of Ryodu Temple. Ryodu Temple is a big temple up on the mountain. It's about the size of our school. The cemetery is large. The temple itself is like a small world of its own, with about 50 training monks on its grounds. The people in the town use the Ryodu Temple for various purposes, but they also respect it as a sacred place that shouldn't be entered lightly. Now that I think about it, I haven't been to Ryodu Temple recently. I haven't been there ever since I stayed there for some mental training last summer. I know that temple life is harsh during the winter, so I was thinking about visiting during winter break.
午後の授業をボイコットした男がこんなところで何をしている？
Speak of the devil. I run into Ryodu Temple's heir, Izai Ryodu, on the road. Hey there, is school over?
終わったとも。生徒会でやることもないので帰ってきたのだが、何かあったのか？ 見たところお山を眺めていたようだが。
No, there's nothing wrong. I just felt like going home.
なんとなくで授業を休まれては教師は商売上がったりだ。で、なぜお山なんぞを拝んでおったのかと聞いているのだが。
Because I like staring at mountains, okay? Get over it. It's nothing, but can I ask you something? Has anything strange happened recently?
変動など左半時だが、さりとて劇的な境地に至ることもなし。お山は日々
It's nothing, but... No.
変動など左半時だが、さりとて劇的な境地に至ることもなし。お山は日々これ平穏。しかるに平穏こそ日常よ。
Izai, I'm being serious here.
失礼な。こっちだって真面目だぞ。
Yes, you are. Sorry to bother you.
わかればよい。俺がエミヤ相手にふざけるものか。
Izai clears his throat to calm himself down.
だが、変化があるといえばあるのだが、どうしたものかな。
Eh? A change at the temple?
ああ、お山ではなくうちの空気が浮ついている。親父殿の知り合いらしいのだが、少しばかり厄介な客人を迎えていてな。これが結構な美人であるから始末が悪い。まったく、皆も女一人に何を騒いでいるのやら。
A woman? Does Ryoto Temple have any nuns?
おらぬ。訳ありでな。祝言まで部屋を貸し与えているのだが、いや、これが確かに美しい人だな。井戸から水を汲む姿など、俺でも目を奪われるほどだ。
What do you mean, an exception, Izai? How are you even listening?
いいか。だから女性はいけないんだ。女性は。色よく立つべし。落ち着け、一斉。
The student council president mumbles some sort of sutra. Hello, you okay, Izai?
問題ない。修行不足なので、より精進したいと思う。
I can tell he's not listening. Izai continues to mumble, giving himself a pep talk, and disappears into the town's outskirts. By the time I get back home, the sun is almost setting. And just like yesterday, I'm the first one back home. Sakura and Fujine will probably get here soon, and Tosaka will come home later on. I'll mention what I learned from Shinji after Sakura and Fujine go home. There's no point in talking in secret when those two are around. Having decided that, I'd better prepare dinner. Tosaka beat me with her cooking last night, and I need to do something to improve Fujine's mood. The secret ingredient to a great dish is time and effort rather than love. If I want to guarantee my win, I'll have to spend double the time I usually would on cooking. And so, here's what happened.
ふーんで何よ、負けてないんだから。登坂さんのバカ、いじめっ子。
No, you totally lost that sparring match with Saber. You totally lost.
ですから私が言っているのは料理の味じゃありません。藤村先生曰く今までで一番美味しい夕食なんですから、みんなに分け与えた方がいいんじゃないかって話です。
言ってることが違うと思う。 さん、シロの作ったご飯はあんまり食べたくないって言ったじゃない。
それは朝だけの話です。夕飯はきちんととりますし、そもそも夕食は私とエミヤ君との交代制なんですから、私が食べるのは当然の権利じゃないですか。それが嫌だというのでしたら、明日からは藤村先生が代わってください。
Fujine even knows how to cook.
的確に急所をついてくるその性格。くそ、こんなひどい教え子だとは思わなかったよ。
And with that, Fujine reluctantly returns the wooden container of rice to the dining table. 5 servings of my specialty mixed rice safely returned to the dining table. Come on, Fujine. I made plenty of food today, so there's no need to hoard it. I made enough rice and side dishes for everyone. Munch, 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 munch.
そうですね。でも先輩、これはちょっと作りすぎかなとか。
Clack, clack.
ええ、4人分のタレを2段重ねというのは明らかに重量過多です。
Chomp, chomp. It's not a barrel, it's a round wooden container for rice. The main dish is rice today, so I made extra. If we have any leftovers, I'll make them into rice balls for lunch tomorrow. Munch, munch, munch.
それ私の分もいい？私チャーハンは好きじゃないんだけど、これは別格。ねえねえ、なんかいろいろ入ってるけど何入れたわけ？
You chew.
基本的にはキノコの炊き込みご飯ですよね。油物を混ぜる代わりに柚子で香りを取ってるあたり細かいです。
Clack, clack.
いいもん。こうなったら私一人で空にするんだから見てなさい
You're
よ。
not allowed to eat it all by yourself. Fujine must have given up monopolizing the wooden container of rice, but she starts to shovel food in her mouth with alarming speed. The moment her rice bowl is empty, she thrusts it out, requesting another helping. That's fine, but you really don't need to rush. There's plenty, Fujine.
いいの。シロのご飯は私が食べるんだから。昨日今日やってきた人にはあげないもん。
Fujine snatches the rice bowl. I really don't get it. Sakura laughs uncomfortably, Tosaka looks exasperated and ignores Fujine, and Saber just sits, eating her food. I worked pretty hard to make all this, but it looks like that might have backfired. The dinner, which I intended to make Tosaka admit defeat, ended boisterously thanks to Fujine's eccentric behavior.
それじゃあ先輩、失礼しますね。
Yeah, Fujine gets Sakura home safely.
はいはい。分かってるから安心なさい。
Fujine takes Sakura's hand and they turn to go.
何シロ？なんか不思議そうな顔してるけど。
Of course I am. No normal person could have moved after eating so much.
そうかな。苦しかったけど飲み込んじゃえばなんとかなるものよ。
And the problem is that Taiga doesn't realize that people actually have limits. You can't really expect something like that from a wild tiger. Hopefully we can try to keep her contained so she doesn't run wild in polite society. See you tomorrow. Don't stay up too late, you two.
はい。おやすみなさい、先輩。 すみ、シロ。
I see the two of them off and go back to the living room. I mentioned I had something to tell them after dinner, so Tosaka and Saber are sitting in the living room looking serious.
お疲れ様。それで話っていうのは何？
It's about the other masters. There's something I want to tell you two. Saber's brow furrows slightly. As a servant, her life is focused on combat rather than a peaceful daily routine. So I still don't think her wounds have completely healed. Even with her healing powers, that chest wound Lancer's noble phantasm inflicted won't heal quickly. With that in mind, I hesitate to tell them about Shinji. I'm the same as Shinji. I'd want to avoid fighting as much as I can, and I don't think it's right for a young girl like Saber to wield a sword.
シロ、話があるのではないのですか？
Oh yeah, let me get right to the point. I met Ryder and her master today.
ライダーのマスターに会ってきたって、いつの話よ、それ。
Totally bluntly, yeah, I met another servant today, and I totally didn't have anyone with me, like Saber.
そんなバカな。一人で敵のマスターに会うなどと、自分の身を何と考えているのですか？
I mean, she kind of has a point. Whoa, hold on, calm down. It's okay. I didn't get hurt or anything, so don't get mad.
怒るななどと、いえ、私は怒ってなどいません。シローの行動に呆れているだけです。
右に同じ。まあ、済んだことを言っても始まらないわ。それで、どういうことなのよ、シロ。
Tosaka and Saber glaring at me, obviously furious. Crap. I knew they would say something about me being rash, but I never imagined they would be so livid. I met the master this afternoon. I just followed him because he said he wanted to talk, and I didn't fight him or anything.
見ればわかるわ。で、ライダーのマスター
Well,
はどん
he's
なやつだっ
kind
た
of
の？
an asshole douchebag combo. What sort of a person? It was Shinji. He called me out when I was walking around the school looking for sources of the bounded field. He said he wanted to talk, so I followed him to the Motto house.
シンジって、本当にシンジ？
Yes, we do mean the Shinji. Yeah, Ryder was obeying Shinji, and he knew about the Holy Grail War. Apparently, the Motto family is a noble family of mages.
ああ、それはそうだけど、そんなはずないのよ。マトウの家は先代でもう枯渇しているはずだもの。何があろうと、マトウの子供に魔術回路はつかない。これは絶対よ。
Tosaka seems pretty sure of what she's saying. If she says so, then Shinji and Sakura really don't have any magic circuits. Yeah, Shinji said the same thing, but he said he still knows about magecraft, and that since he's the eldest male, that knowledge was passed down to him, so Sakura doesn't know anything. Anyway, that means he's a master similar to me. He doesn't have any magical energy, so you weren't able to detect him.
そう、まずったわね。確かにそういうケースだってあるか。魔導書が残っているんならマスターになるぐらいはできるだろうし。もう、それじゃあ私の行動ってあいつに筒抜けだったんだ。バカ。
Osaka's beating herself up for what she's done so far. She may be almost flawless, but it seems like she can be kind of ditzy too. The problem is most of those gas turn out to be fatal.
私のミスだわ。シンジのことはしっかりマークしておくべきだった。知っていたら結界を張らせるなんてこともなかったのに。
Oh, about that. Shinji said he wasn't the one who set up the bounded field over the school. He said there's another master at the school.
ええ、それはそうでしょうね。学校にはまだ一人私たちの知らないマスターがいるのは明白よ。けどシロ、あなたまさか結界を張ってないっていうシンジの言葉を信じてるの？
No, I'm not that much of a sucker. As long as Shinji's in our school, I'd give it a 50-50 chance that it's his doing. The other half is done by the other master.
半分ね。その時点で大したお人よしだと思うけど。まあそれはそれでいいわ。そういう余分なところがあなたの味だし、だからこそシンジは正体を明かしたんだろうしさ。まあいいわ。それでシンジと何を話したのよ、あなた。
He asked whether I wanted to team up with him. Shinji has no intention of fighting, and it seemed like he wanted to work with someone so long as he knew them.
シロ、あなたまさかシンジと。
No, you'd turn this kind of thing down normally, right? I've already teamed up with you anyway. Even if I were to answer, I should first consult you.
それはそうだけど、でも断ったって言った？
Yeah, I know I said I would have consulted you about it, but I made the decision about Shinji on my own. There wasn't much to talk to you about anyway. Oh, but I did still do something rash.
別にシロの判断は正しいんじゃない？まああんた個人にお呼びがかかったんなら私が文句を言う筋合いでもないけどさ。
The way she's mumbling makes her seem, well, not quite herself. That was all I talked to Shinji about. I saw a rider too, but I didn't seem like she was that powerful of a servant to me. She's definitely not like Berserker, and she didn't seem as intense as Lancer. Rider seemed decent.
マスターがそう実感したのなら確かでしょう。ですがサーバントの進化は天使とホールに左右されます。ライダーが何者であるか判明するまでは油断はしないようにしろ。
Yeah, I have no clue which hero Rider is. You know, Lancer and Berserker obviously look like heroes, but Rider didn't quite have that same aura. I felt like she was different from typical servants.
普通のサーバントとは違うですか？私には分かりませんが、リンならシローの違和感が説明できますか？
ああ、理屈だけならわかるわよ。サーバントがどんな英霊かは呼び出されたマスターに左右されるって話。結構似た者同士になるのよ、マスターとサーバントは。つまり高潔な人物がマスターならそれに近い霊格をした英霊が召喚される。逆に言えば心に深い傷を持った人間が
One
英霊を呼び
noble
出
ass
せば
hero here summoned the saber servant he summoned.
シローがライダーに感じた違和感はそれでしょうね。いびつな心を持つマスターは時として英雄ではなく英霊に近いだけの怨霊を呼び出してしまうのよ。
A vengeful ghost close to a heroic spirit? Is that what you meant before?
ええ、血を見るのが大好き、人殺しなんて何とも思わないような暴虐者よ。実際残忍さだけが伝承に残っている英雄だっているんだから、そういうやつがサーバントになってもおかしくはないわ。
Is that true? Now that I think about it, I smelled blood on Ryder, but I didn't get the impression she was a bloodthirsty murderer. That's all I have on Ryder. There's one more thing, and this might be the most important point. According to Ryder, there's apparently a master in Ryodu Temple. Someone is collecting magical energy from everyone in town. What do you two think of that?
竜道寺。竜道寺ってあの山のてっぺんにある寺のこと？
Yeah, that's the one. Do you know anything about it, Tosaka?
まさかその逆よ。竜道寺なんて行ったことないもの。どんなマスターか知らないけど、そんな偏僻なところに陣取ろうなんて思わないわよ、普通。
Yeah, I was pretty surprised when I heard there was a master at Ryodu Temple. Being there might not draw much attention, but there are a ton of monks living at the temple. We would definitely hear about it if they pulled something strange.
いまいち信用できないわね、その話。仮にそうだとしても、竜道寺って郊外のさらに郊外にあるんでしょ？そこから深山と神と両方に手を伸ばすなんて大魔術っていうより魔力の無駄遣いよ。集めた魔力を使ってもそんな大規模な術は不可能だもの。
Not for a caster class servant. Tosaka thinks for a moment, looking troubled. I'm relying on her experience here, so I can't interrupt her.
いえ、四郎の話は信憑性が高い。あの寺院を抑えたのなら、その程度の魔術は自然に行えるのですから。
Huh? Do you know about Ryodu Temple, Saber? I haven't taken you there yet.
忘れたのですか、四郎。私は前回の聖杯戦争に参加しています。この町のことは熟知していますし、あの寺院が落ちた霊脈ということも知っています。
落ちた霊脈？ちょっと待って、それってうちのことよ。なんだって一つの土地に地脈の中心点が2つもあるっていうのよ。
それは私にも分かりませんが、とにかくあの寺は魔術師にとって神殿ともいえる土地です。この地域の命脈が流れ落ちる場所と聞きますから、魂を集めるには絶好の拠点となるでしょう。魔術師は自然の流れに手を加えるだけで町中から。
そんな話初めて聞いたわ。けど確かにそれなら町の人間から生命力をかすめ取っていくこともできるわよね。
So that area is spiritually powerful, right? That's just obvious, otherwise people wouldn't have built a temple up there in the first place.
そんなの当たり前じゃない。言われなくても分かってるわよ。
I figured as much. Temples and shrines have traditionally been built where there are gods to protect the town. Monks don't pray to the gods and Buddha to offer people blessings instead. Their job is to seal up any area that people believe are unlucky, to ward off calamity. So based on that, it's no surprise that the mountain where Ryodu Temple is located is a special place. Hey, don't tell me you thought Ryodu Temple was there just for show.
そうよ、悪い？今まであるだけの寺だと思ってたわよ。あの寺には実践派の法術師がいないんだから。
Practicing thaumaturges? What's that?
度胸や心身、祈願以外で霊を成仏させる連中のこと。各社は神仏の力だけで事をなすそうだけど、修行が浅い僧侶は神仏に届かないから、私たちみたいに自身の力を上乗せして術をなすの。そういう連中が集まって組織みたいになっているのがあるのよ、この国には。私たちとは相入れない連中だから詳しくは知らないけどさ。そんなことより寺のことよ。あの寺が霊脈だとしたら、まず真っ先に抑えようとするのがマスターでしょ。おかしいじゃない。 なんで他の連中はそんな場所を見逃しているのよ。
Because Ryoru Temple's there, it's under surveillance, so it wouldn't be abused?
竜道寺の僧侶はみんな純粋な修行僧じゃない。私たちみたいに外れた連中じゃないんだから、そんな人たちを丸め込むぐらいマスターなら造作もないわ。
いいえリン、それは違う。確かにマスターならばあの寺院を制圧するのはたやすいでしょう。しかし
私たちに都合の悪い結果？
はい、あの山には自然霊以外を排除しようとする法術が働いている。生身の人間に影響はありませんが、私たちサーバントには
That is a
文
problem.
字通り鬼門なのです。
自然霊以外を排除する。それじゃあサーバントはあの山には入れないってこと？
It certainly does.
入れないことはありませんが、能力は低下するでしょう。足を踏み入れるたびに近づいてはならないという令示を受けるようなものですから。
それじゃあどうやって竜道寺のマスターはサーバントを維持しているのよ。
いえ、寺院の中に入ってしまえば結界はありません。元より結界とは寺院を守る境界線と聞きます。結界は外来者を拒むだけのものですから、それ以上の能力はありません。
It's a hell of a barrier.
じゃあなんとか中に入ってしまえばサーバントを律する法術はないってこと？けどおかしいな。そんな風に寺院を密閉させたら地脈そのものが止まるじゃない。せめて一本ぐらい道を開けておかないと地脈の中心点にはなり得ないんじゃない？
はい、寺院の道理で言えば正しい門から来訪した者は拒めません。その教えに従っているのか、寺に続く参道にだけは結界が張れないと
That
聞きました。
actually is kind of a good way to look at it. I mean, that only does stand to reason.
あの寺院は正門のみ、私たちサーバントを律する力が働いていないのです。
なるほど。そりゃそうよね。全ての門を閉じたら中の空気がよどるもの。ただ一つだけ作られた正門か。
私が教えられることはそれだけです。では結論を。マスターがいると判明したのですから、取るべき手段は一つだけだと思いますが。
I know what Saber wants to say. Her eyes are telling me that since we know the enemy's location, we just need to attack. But
私はパス。どうにも罠臭いし、正直それだけの情報じゃ動けないわ。相手のホームグラウンドに行くんなら、せめてどんなサーバントを連れているのか判明するまで待つべきよ。
意外ですね。リンならば戦いに赴くと思ったのですが。
侮ってもらって結構よ。こっちはアーチャーがまだ本調子じゃないし、しばらくは傍観するわ。
わかりました。それではシロ、私たちだけで寺院に赴きましょう。
Saber is matter of fact about it. But I'm... No, I agree with Tosaka. We shouldn't be going there yet.
あなたまで戦わないというのですか。バカな。今まで体を休めていたのは何のためです。敵の所在が判明した以上、打って出るのが戦いというものでしょう。
I know that, but we need to wait, Saber. If the Master Ryodu Temple is so thoroughly prepared, they will have set traps for us. Rushing in without a plan is suicide. Tosaka's right. We should at least wait until Archer's recovered.
そのような危険は当然です。初めから無傷で勝利を得ようなどと思ってはいません。敵の罠が体を貫こうと、 この首を渡さなければ戦える。
It's not really the point,
どのような
Saber.
深手を負おうとマスターさえ倒せればいいのではないのですか。
But don't be such a fool. Who would ever say it's okay to get hurt? It's fine going in knowing the risks, but a suicidal mission is stupid. As your master, I can't let you do something so dangerous. Going over to Ryodu Temple would be suicide, no question. The lone road leading up to the temple is sure to be packed with traps or obstacles, maybe both. It's one thing to go in expecting the dangers, but doing it without a plan to deal with them is suicidal. No matter how powerful Saber is, she's still held back by my weakness. I would hate for her to push herself to fight and end up. If it ends up like it did last time, I can't agree to just charge in blindly.
何を言うかと思えば。いいですかマスター。サーバントは傷を負うものです。それを恐れて戦いを避けるなど私のマスターには許しません。
Fine, it doesn't matter if you don't allow it. If you're going to keep being so reckless, I'll stop you as many times as I have to. If you don't like that, then hurry up and heal yourself. You're still not fully healed, are you?
戦闘に支障はありません。傷を理由に戦いを先延ばしにするなどとそのような気遣いは不要です。
Saber just won't change her mind about fighting. Why doesn't she understand, no matter what I say? Yeah, well, I'm not budging. You lost to Berserker before. Are you going to push through and keep on fighting so we can both be defeated again? You've got to be kidding me. I don't want to get killed all over again. And then I expect Saber to argue. Instead, she draws in a breath and...
それを言うのは卑怯ではないですか、シロ。
Her tone is apologetic. I'm sorry to be unfair, but I'm still not willing to attack yet. I know I can't let the master at Ryodu Temple do as they please, but we're in no condition to fight. If we rush in now and are defeated, then who will stop the master at Ryodu Temple? Listen, we're going to attack, but only after your wound is healed and we're in peak condition. If you have a problem with that, go find another master.
わかりました。マスターがそう言うのでしたら。
Saber's voice is quiet as she answers, and then she falls silent. Our conversation ends there. Tosaka and Saber go back into their rooms. I'm left alone in the living room and find myself starting to regret what I did. Well, it's too late. I could have said it differently, so why did I have to say it the way I did? Why was I only able to convince her with words that cut her so deep? All right, guys. Well, we're going to call it there for today. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out to the stream today. I had a lot of fun streaming. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Our next One Piece Odyssey episode should be coming out tomorrow, so be watching for that. And Also be watching for when we sorry guys. Also be watching for when we schedule our next stream for. Alright guys, well, have a good night. Thank you again for coming. And we'll see y'all in the next one. Bye for meow.